And welcome. Peter. Welcome to episode 3, Gone Mission.
Gone Mission?
Trying to do that gone fishing thing. It's not really working.
I thought it worked.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's nice.
Thank you everybody for joining us. We're really excited to be here. We might be missing some people. Maybe we are. Let's wait and see what happens.
Gone missing? Who's missing?
It's the Twilight Zone.
After that
Oh, wait.
last week.
Yeah.
And we've lost
So
some
we're
people,
taking
yeah.
applications for no, just kidding.
The Nielsen ratings came in, and we lost a few people.
All right, guys. Well, does anybody have any announcements before we jump in for the night?
Announcements. I'm pregnant.
Whoa!
No, I'm just kidding.
I know, that just like my brain went straight there too. I was like,
That just went
like,
like
is
this.
somebody pregnant? Like,
Did you
Judge
guys see the
pregnant.
DM say?
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But
No.
other than that, no, nothing big.
No,
Nothing major,
no. I meant, like things upcoming in your lives. Anyway, it's fine. We are finalizing our intro for the show, which we're really excited about.
Yeah.
We've shot everything. It's in post, and we will be releasing it probably in a couple weeks, and we're going to time that with something else, so you guys will see when we get to that point. Then I think, without further ado, we should jump in for tonight's episode of The Role Players. All right, guys.
Cue intro. Oh.
Cue intro in a few weeks.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right, guys, let's just do a little recap of where you were last week. After seeing the Magistrate in episode 1, I like to blur that. Magistrate. Magistrate. In episode 1, and he passed judgment on you guys that you are to be taken somewhere that was not disclosed to you for some additional interrogation because you're valuable, you're outsiders, and they want to know more about you. They piled you into a carriage that was quite well reinforced, no windows, solid wood, and
What a teeny crack.
managed to get
Teeny crack.
a little tiny crack just to put her eye to and watch the town pass by. And while familiar, there were some things about the town that definitely seemed a little more foreign to you that you weren't prepared for. And you saw the construction of a big outer wall for the city of Navir. You all got to talking on the ride, utilizing the downtime to get to know each other a little bit more. After a couple hours of travel, you felt the carriage go off the nice smooth road and start to get a little bit bumpy, which kind of shocked Seville for a bit. And then right after that, boom, you were ambushed. The carriage went flying on its side, smashing apart a bit. Escaping, you had an encounter with some giant lizards, which was difficult in the dark, especially for the humans in our group. But however, you defeated them, and out of the shadows stepped the Sumräk, a thieves' guild, and led by Amal, and she wanted information, or they were going to take your lives. Luckily, you got through that encounter, and they vanished off into the darkness, and Anazora, you rescued a crown's guard from death, from the brink of death.
Yes!
She just believed.
And
She
revived him,
believed.
and
It's all you have to do.
and stabilized him for the night, and then you all took your long rest, and we were just coming out of that when we ended last time. So as the sounds of morning reach your ears, and there, for those of you paying attention, there are some of the birds are a little different here. Some sounds remind you very quickly that you're in an alien land, not your normal Faerun or Feywild. And good morning. What would you guys like to do?
Did I get in another long rest, which would be 4
You
hours?
not yet.
Okay.
You would need about another hour to get your second long rest.
Okay.
So we'll see what people do.
Okay.
Okay, so she's in
I'll stay
reverie.
meditating.
She's still in rubber.
Okay. I want to go around our perimeter where we lit all the fires.
Okay.
And I just want to check and to see for markings on the ground, just any signs of maybe if the Sumräk members had left anything or just anything got within our perimeter.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me.
Let's see, 15.
15.
11 plus 4. 11 plus 4.
Oh, plus 4. 11 plus 4. Well, you start walking the perimeter of where you lit the fires. Again, you've had a bit of knowledge of this land,
Yeah.
and you immediately directed the others to set this perimeter of fire within about 10 feet of each other to keep the predatory animals at bay for the night. You definitely all heard them as you were trying to sleep. You heard growls, you heard rustling in the bushes, kind of on edge. You all managed to pull that sleep off. You had people on guard the night, but you definitely see signs that one of the fires was kind of pushed, like something kind of attacked it and pushed the flame a little bit and then ran off. You don't see any footprints other than the ones that you spotted when you had lit the fires the night before, except you see something in the mud that looked like it might have been going toward the carriage, but it's too indistinct to really see what it is.
I would like to check on our horses, see how they're doing,
Okay.
make sure they're well.
All right.
That's sweet.
Why don't you do a perception check?
With a 3, 13.
That's for low check. Yeah, so you tied the horses off right next to the overturned wagon or the carriage, and they're still alive. They're still there, kind of just somberly, kind of taking in the morning.
Do they look hungry?
Definitely. They look a little unkempt too. Knowing horses as you do, they weren't put away well. They weren't. I mean, they had been driven for a couple hours, and they weren't. They went kind of sweaty, which is not good for horses for the night. So they're not at their best right now, but they're okay. I mean, they're going to be fine. Sun's coming up, they'll warm up.
Fellas, I think we're gonna have to feed these babies.
I'm gonna start walking and finding food. I'm gonna forage for breakfast for everyone, including the horses.
Okay, because they're hungry.
Okay?
Alright, so I just hear them talking, so I'm just gonna go back to the camp. Are those the dead lizards are still there, right? Didn't we?
Kind of, yeah. Let's say dragged them off a little bit. Actually, no, I apologize. The dead lizards are not there. Do another perception check for me.
Oh.
Perception, 15 plus 5, 20.
You also, though nobody really spoke about it, there was a driver on the carriage behind, the wagon behind you,
Yeah.
who was in the driver's seat the whole time that you guys had the last encounter, who wasn't moving or dressed.
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay. Oh, little sneaky bastard.
Here you go.
But
And
yeah,
so the lizard carcasses are gone as well?
so looking around
So
for
we
that
know-
lizard
okay.
carcass, you can see where they were dragged off.
Okay, and we don't see that guy around. My perimeter sweep? No?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the Crown's Guard,
Okay.
who's sitting there. Who's your man? You sure it was your man?
He's asleep right now.
I'm gonna wake him up.
What? What? And his hand immediately goes for his sword again. It's like, I still have my sword. Okay. Yes, it's morning.
Yeah,
I feel better. And
good.
he ignores you for a moment and he sees your happy, orange, glowing face.
Listen, we need some answers and pretty quick here. That guy who was driving that back cart, was that one of your men?
Yes.
Are you sure it was your man? Because he's gone now, and our kills are gone as well, and yet you're still here. So you
He's-
sure that was your man?
He sits up. Yes, absolutely. I talked to him when we were just leaving. Yes.
Well, the Sumräk that jumped us, that ambushed us,
Sumräk.
said they had someone on the inside.
They did.
They knew we were coming this way. They knew who we had.
Who's on the inside? Did they say?
They didn't give away their agent's name, but they knew we were coming this way.
Well, which one? There were only 3 of us. Did they? They started
That's why I'm
looking
asking
around.
you.
Where was the driver?
Driver's sitting in that back carriage right there.
No, on the
haven't
carriage, not on the wagon.
Died.
I have no idea.
Didn't
Where
he?
were you?
And he's trying to get up, and he's feeling better, and he kind of makes his way to his feet, and he looks around.
Listen, all the bodies, everybody's dead except for you. And that driver, who I thought was dead, maybe an arrow in his gut, slumped over. He wasn't dead, and now he's gone. You're the only one that's alive. We're gonna bury your men, so don't worry about
I
that.
thought you said they were gone.
No, one man was gone. The escort is dead except for you.
Where is he? Can I see him?
How do you know he wasn't dead and taken away like the other dead things?
It's
I
possible.
mean, everything was dead, but somehow it's gone now.
It's possible.
And the body's gone, right? Wasn't there a dead body last night?
But where's the rich guy and the little one?
They're in the wagon.
Well, somebody go wake him up. We got stuff to do.
Ever said, do you
is the
wanna
Is the
knock
body
on
gone?
that cart?
And he starts walking around.
Did
to,
we lose the body?
No, last time.
We have it there. We
You
drove.
you didn't drag the. I don't think you dragged the corpse.
Yeah.
You looked at it. Remember, the neck was broken.
Right.
Yeah, I think you left it there, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And he sees that there are no bodies. What is going on? I don't understand.
Well, let's go
Look,
wake
I
up
need
everybody.
my
Let's
sword.
everybody
Before we do
gather.
anything, I need my sword. I'm not going to attack you. We had no orders to
You'll
attack
get
you.
your
but
weapon back because we need you. Don't worry about it.
You know where we are. This is not safe.
I know exactly where we are. And who had that last watch last night?
I think you did, didn't you?
She's in
Back
reverie.
to bed.
Yeah, she's
in
she's
reverie.
asleep right now.
Don't bother.
She's-
She
Uh-oh.
still needs her.
We were spooning, and then I think we decided I
What'd
must,
you
I
say?
must I must have fallen asleep.
Wait. So you had the last watch, right?
I did, but I thought it's hazy now. I don't know. I must have fallen
Are you
asleep.
spooning my horse?
No,
Alright.
I think I fell
They're
asleep.
not prepared for this. It's all right. But
I give you my word. I will not attack any of you. Please give me my sword.
yeah, if we have it, you can get your weapon back. Where's his weapon? We need his. What were you wielding?
A long sword.
So let's find this long sword, get him back to it. But what I want to know is, can you vouch for the men that were with you? Do you know them?
I
Or is this
definitely
just a-
I talked to V who's on the wagon, and I know because I talked to him as we were moving. I was on the back of the carriage,
Carriage, wagon.
but I
Man on
didn't-
the wagon is who I want
didn't
to know.
talk to the driver of the carriage after we set off. It's
Right.
possible they swapped him out.
Well, we have
Right.
He
But
was
the
in
man on
one
the
missing
wagon-
corpse and one missing body. That may or may not have been a corpse.
And a bunch of missing dead lizards.
And a bunch of missing dead lizards. And we need
I don't
everybody to
wanna
wake
panic.
up. I think it's time to wake everybody
I
up.
don't wanna
Tabitha!
I don't want to panic you, but this is a very inhospitable country. All right, so keep your eyes out. There are all sorts of creatures.
What are you saying? What you think they were taken by something? An it?
The bodies for sure probably dragged off.
Like what? Like just spitballing here. Like what do you think would have come over, grabbed it by the leg, and pulled him out of here?
I
Like
mean,
what?
there are dozens.
Worst case scenario. Hit me with it.
Worst case scenario, we would all be dead.
Jesus Christ! That's not what I was asking for.
I don't think you want a breakdown of what is out here to kill us.
I would rather
That's
know.
why we don't go off the main road.
Willie,
When we diverted off the road, the
Damn.
carriage driver, who I thought was my man, called back and said he's following orders. I was watching it for a bit when we got ambushed. This is dangerous. Anyway,
Let's wake everybody up and let's
let
all
me find
talk.
let me find my sword.
I'm going to
Let's-
just wake up
Let's see what we
Tabitha
can
and
just get out of here.
Arya.
We have horses, we
Not
have a
good.
wagon.
no, it's not.
We
good
can
at all.
return to
It's not
we
good
can
at all.
return back to Navia.
And I just take a rock and I start banging on the carriage to wake up Tabitha and Otto. And I just say, "Wake up, everybody! Take a few minutes, but come outside. We need to gather. There are bodies missing outside."
Okay. You don't hear anything in response.
Listen, those horses are
They
really
must be very
trained
tired
well,
from the
Yeah, they're
journey.
nice.
and they wouldn't.
Really
They didn't make a sound all night long, or we would have heard it, or I would have known
They're
it.
perfect angels.
which means whatever came in.
They're lovely
If
in
it's
every sense of the word.
Possible. I know you like horses. I've seen you do your thing so far. But if some kind of creature took this, then they did it under the noses of the horses, that's why we're in a little bit of danger if this thing comes back. We got daylight on our
That's
hand,
true, that's a
on
good
our
point.
side, but can you wake them up, please?
Yes,
Get them out of that?
Tabitha, Otto, wake up! Please, really? What, do they have sleeping potion? And I just open up the carriage door and I just
The
decide.
door, just to remind you, it's on its side, so the door is on top. So you'd have to climb up there.
Yes, so I do. I climb up and I'm
Okay.
just, this is ridiculous. Wake up! And I just start opening the door and then I'm going in to grab them and shake
Okay.
them. So I. do I
You
have
open
to
the
do-
door, and it's clear immediately that it's empty. They're not there.
What do you mean?
Get them up and out. Get them up and out and armed. We've got to move. We're not camping here. Get them up and out.
It's empty.
What did you say? Erisette, get them up and out.
I'm in here and there's nobody in here. It's empty.
All right, I don't really understand what she's saying. I'm going to go to
Look
it.
carefully. Sometimes he hides behind that damn mustache on his face. Just look around.
Not a trace. Not even any
What do you
mustache
think?
I'm
wax.
just going to scale that and see what she's talking about. I don't understand. What do you mean it's
I mean,
empty?
for fun, you got to roll an acrobatics because the way you framed it was enough that you're trying to do something fancy here, and I just want to see if you can. If you can do it.
I'm going to climb. Okay, I'll do an acrobatics
Let's see.
check. I'll
Come on,
get
you're
this.
doing like one of these, you
All
know,
right.
like jumping up on the wall,
All right.
It
kind
is
of like
very
pull
slithery.
up, playing the feet.
I just want to climb. I'm going to get a natural 20 on this one. That's a 19.
Hey!
Close. Plus,
Yeah.
plus 6 is 23.
Oh, so yeah, you hear her say this, and you think, oh no, and you reach up and you grab that lip and you just pull, like just doing a massive pull up,
Yeah.
and at the same time you pull your legs up and you kind of land on the top like
Yeah.
a Spider-Man crouch.
And I just kind of look around and just be like,
Yeah.
Oh God, you scared me.
no.
Look, there's nobody in there.
There's a
Look.
sidebar here.
It wasn't
Okay.
the
All right.
first
So, hey,
acrobatics
hey.
And
that
you
anyone
What do you
has
mean it's
passed
gone? So I'm
this
looking
whole
straight
game.
down.
It's
you look
wrong.
down and you see her form looking up at you, and it's empty other than her.
All right. Well, Erisette, what's around there? Any breakage?
It's just complete.
Do an investigation check for me.
Okay, great. Okay. Hold on. It's a 6, but I have
Powers.
powers of +2, which is an 8. It's an 8.
You can't
You're,
see shit.
yeah, you're like, it's the inside of a carriage.
inside.
I don't know what I'm looking
Nobody's
for.
here. There's no.
I'm dropping down.
Okay, do an investigation check.
All right. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing in here. It's
All right, let me get in there.
total 9.
Let me hop in there.
It's
I
a
wanna do
trap.
some investigation as well.
We'll get in
Come
there,
on.
and then it
Oh.
oops,
Can I roll an
disappears.
investigation?
Willard! Willard!
Yeah, I'm out here.
Hey, man, check the outside of this for any
You want me
breaks.
to walk around the carriage?
Yeah, check the carriage to see if there's any breaks or anything coming out of here.
All right, I'll
For
do
a
it, but then
second.
we gotta find some food because I'm a hungry boy.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
All right, yeah, roll an investigation check as you make your way around the carriage.
10, 13.
Okay, you start on the wheels side, and it all looks. I mean, it looks a little broken and askew, but it looks pretty solid. You make your way around, and finally at the front corner, you see the boards are kind of hanging in a kind of funny angle, and you pick them and you realize these have been pried open, and you can just easily kind of lift them, creating a human-sized space. And there's some marking on the mud there that looks like it's smooth, like something dragged.
Hey guys, I think you better come out here and take a look at this. Looks like they were dragged off through this hole right here in the bottom. Take a look at that.
I'm going to get myself out.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
you can hear him as he's talking, and
Okay.
you look over there.
Oh,
and
so he's telling me
and
where
you
in
can
the-
see
okay.
from this angle, you didn't notice it before because the boards are down, but they're at an outward angle, and you can see
Shadows.
that they are hinged at the top, and they just lift up like a flap.
All right. So I'm going to pull it up. Willard,
Yeah.
we missed this one.
Oh yeah.
They're gone.
They're out of there. The question is,
Yeah.
did they go at their own free will, or were they taken out of here?
Listening to Otto trying to make friends with criminals, he might have just ran off. I don't know.
Let's think best case scenario here. Maybe they woke up and they were frightened and they got up and they broke open the side here. They grabbed up all the dead things and ran away.
That would make sense. I would imagine Tabitha searched that body and took whatever she could. Maybe she even burned it. Maybe we should check the flames and see if they tried to burn the bodies. She's very
Or
mercenary.
maybe they're not in any danger at all.
They're in danger. They're in danger in these woods right here. It's just a matter if they left with the Sumräk, which both of them seem to offer up the most information that I was trying to quiet down last night. So, or they were taken by something, but.
We could be in danger. They could have been
And you saw nothing.
treacherous. They could have been treacherous. No, we heard nothing. I imagine it was voluntary. We would have heard signs of struggle. We would have heard the horses concerned. It was obviously willing. They've left us.
Which way do all the trails lead off in the same direction?
They point diagonally off this front corner, heading towards that copse of trees.
I want to go check out the trees.
Okay.
Do I roll?
Yeah, you make your way over and roll an investigation check.
What about my nature check?
You can do that as well. You'd be looking for different signs if you want to do a nature check.
Yeah, I've got a strong sense, and I can see whether something seems normal in that direction or not. Maybe
Okay.
there's some kind of energy.
All right, let's try.
It's a 6 plus a 4, which is a 10.
So you're so confident striding over there and starting to calm yourself and pull the sense of nature that's innate in all elves to heighten your perception and see what nature might be able to tell you about this. And in that moment you realize this land is so different and foreign that you're not familiar with these plants and trees yet, and it kind of confuses you for the moment, and you don't really see anything that, because it's all too overwhelming for you.
I'm getting myself out.
Okay.
I'll check one more time to see if anything was left behind. Anything like that, but-
Yeah, I mean, with the previous
yeah,
roll,
yeah.
you see, I mean, there's nothing in
Yeah,
there. It's just an empty carriage.
All right, I'm getting out.
Okay. You do that, you see the Crown's Guard walking over to you.
Yeah.
Your friends are gone,
They're gone.
and you can see his sword is now, he has it, and it's
I mean,
sheathed.
they're gone for now, but they're gonna come back.
If they've
right.
left on their own, they're dead.
No, that's
Yeah.
not that's not.
What's your
possible.
name, soldier?
Jordan.
Jordan. Sibyl.
Bless you.
Haven't heard that
Everset.
before.
Very nice to meet
Everset.
you. Well met.
Well met indeed. Look, we don't really have time for pleasantries. We should wake up your orange friend, and we should make our way back to the main road. We'll be able to find.
Now, you mentioned the main road. Now, let me ask you this: is it going off? Does the main road go in the direction of these tracks and trails dragging off into the corner here?
I don't know this road. This is not the main road.
That's not the main road.
No.
Where do you think those lead to there? The dragging and the dirt and all the. Where do you think that is?
For your missing friends?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that would be the idea. I mean, are they going down the main road or are they going somewhere else?
What direction out of
And then he
here?
sees you over there. Did you find anything?
I'm.
So blood or corpses or anything?
Can I do an investigation check? I tried nature, but maybe I can just start
You
looking.
need to have a look around, but don't go too far.
So I roll investigation.
Just roll a 20.
It's 5.
And
Plus
have
2 is
crystal
7.
roll. That's cool.
Yeah.
How much?
5 plus 2 is 7.
Sorry.
I'm
Getting the bad rolls out here.
just.
You, hearing what you heard Jordan speak it about now, you're getting a little worried that you are separated from the group and this is supposed to be such a dangerous land. You're kind of doing the once over, but Emotionally, your heart's starting to race, and you don't really spot anything.
Where did we leave out of Navir? We go north, south, east?
South.
No. Do you know where they were taking us? The magistrate didn't say. Do you guys have a safe house around here? You're not taking us to a town, I don't think.
No.
Is it a safe house? Is it a location, or was it something else?
They're taking us to prison, Seville. What are you
We were
talking
not.
about?
We were not taking you to prison.
They're not taking
we were
us to
taking
prison.
you to a keep.
Take us there now. There's only
Wait,
only
wait.
4 of us plus the
Just-
horses. We can
We
double
go
up on
there
the
Yes, that
now,
horses.
is-
we're gonna
that-
leave our friends
That
to
is my
die.
responsibility.
They've left
but right
us.
now, our immediate concern is to get out of here before something else comes at us. By light of day makes no difference. It's just a different set of predators.
Take
We
us
need
to
to be
that
on the
keep.
move as quick as possible. We have 4 horses here,
Mhm.
and we have a wagon.
But what about the little one and the rich feller?
They've left us.
Listen, as far as, and I understand that,
How do you
yeah.
know they weren't taken against their will? How do you
The
know they're not in
horses-
danger?
The horses would have heard it.
What direction
Horses
are we
are
going
very
in? Are
intuitive.
we going in the direction they were dragged, or where's this keep?
Well,
And I'm gonna ask you something serious here, because I don't recognize this part. I'm more northern than southern. Is the keep our best option
the keep is far.
to get safety? Then do you know of anything in this area right now? And if not, why can't this be a defensible position?
It could be, but I mean, how long is that going to last? No one's going to come for us
So we
here.
either go to this keep, we go
The keep,
back to
the keep is
Navir.
the keep is quite far.
Well, then we either go.
Navir is far, but not as far as the keep is from this point.
Well, wandering.
As I say, we make our way back to the main road.
Yeah.
We can safely talk about a direction from that point.
That sounds fine.
There are several towns south of here. Nothing major that's close. Cruz is not too far,
Okay.
so we could make our way there. There's a Crown's Guard element there. We could get more supplies and then continue to the keep.
So I'm just gonna check the axles and the wheels of the carriage, just to see if it's operable, and maybe we can tie some rope to the horses, 4 of them, and put it back on edge, or we're all gonna get in the wagon, or we're just gonna go on horse.
Just do a perception check for me.
I say we got 4 horses. We got 3 people and
20.
and that. And I say we just
Faye.
It really doesn't take much. You walk around, you look at the axles.
Yeah.
While the axles are mostly intact, you can see that there's a crack forming on one of them, but the structural integrity of the carriage itself is completely skewed.
So-
Putting it upright, it's just going to crumble.
Yeah, no. We'll take horses in this.
But looking
Small
over
wagon.
to the wagon, the other wagon's in
You
perfect
can
condition.
ride?
Oh, I can ride.
All right. Can you drive this?
Now driving, that's something else. This is a big thing here. I don't know.
We're not taking that carriage, I'm talking about that back wagon there. You can handle that.
I mean, I prefer to go with solo, but I suppose we can take that.
I
You
have-
get me?
I'm of 2 minds.
And his horse has been dragged off.
The wagon. The
Go
wagon
under the table.
could provide shelter or cover if we're ambushed.
The wagon is inoperable, the axles are gonna split when it gets upright.
Oh, I thought that
and
was the
it's- that's gonna
carriage.
pull it. The
The-
carriage, the
I'm
wagon
talking
is
about the
fine.
wagon.
The wagon we're taking.
The wagon, but it also drags us down. A horse is light when it has only 1 or 2 people, not a wagon behind it. It's,
Yeah, but a wagon also gives us cover. We're not looking for speed as much as we're looking for a little bit of protection, wouldn't you agree?
I gotta
Yes.
say, Seville, I agree with the fancy lady right now. I think we take the 4 horses.
Before we do anything, actually, tell me about the Sumräk. How many were there? What did they say? What did they want?
Well, there was a really, really sexy lady that was leading all of them. And
This is the problem, is they don't understand what they were dealing with, and
Right,
yeah,
which is
she knows what she's dealing with. I mean, she is
right. Well,
experienced.
this is why you are being taken to be interrogated. Tell me about them.
Yes.
I want
This,
to know.
Willard.
I want
This.
to know if they're out there.
she was hot in leathers. I'll give Willard that.
my man Sybil. He knows what he's talking about. Look at him, he's a guard.
3. But 2 off at a distance, we were just dealing with this woman
There
in
would never
shadows.
just be 3. 3 for an ambush like this. Even
No.
hurriedly said there would be more.
They had lizards, 2 we killed.
If they had lizards,
They said they had more. They hadn't released them all yet, but
then
no.
they had transport nearby.
Yeah, Well, they knocked over this carriage, and I don't know what knocked over. It might have been the lizard, it might have been something else, might have been magic, but I thought it wise
No,
not to
I
attack.
think, well, it's out of position, but there's probably this log that was across the road. It goes like this.
Hmm.
That was hidden from view until you hit it.
Well, you gotta be better than that, driver.
And Azora, what do you think?
That won't be a problem.
Should we take the wagon?
Wake her
somebody
up.
gonna wake me up?
She's in
She's
reverie.
not
She's in
reverie.
reverie.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go wake her up.
No, just wake her up.
You don't have to look it up.
And Azora, wake up. Wake up, darling. We've lost some of our party. Good morning.
Hey!
Uh,
Wake up!
Good morning.
good morning. And Azora, prepare
morning.
yourself.
Good morning.
I'd say
We're leaving.
you didn't quite make it to full
Oh,
rest.
man.
I know, you were close. You were
That was a lot of noise in the
You were
reverie, and
close,
that ain't a
and
good
then Willard
thing.
opened his big cup. Oh,
You were, because you're not fully asleep in reverie, you were listening to everything, and you had been debating pulling yourself out of it as well, hearing that two are missing, and
Which
everything that's
makes
happening.
me very sad, but also mad, and also scared. Like, I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I feel like my colors are just changing all over the place. Like, I'm flipping between like blue and red.
Oh.
Okay. You're feeling that
I'm so
concern.
confused.
You're sprouting to
Sadness and
winter.
also anger that I
Your
couldn't.
hair is like going through
It's like a
confusion.
damn-
Where did they go? And now they're gone.
Rainbow, I don't know. What do you do with her?
Did you say your name was Joda?
Jorda,
Joda, can I have a word with you?
Bless you.
indeed.
Are you feeling better this morning?
I am. Thank you so much.
Well, at least something's going right today.
You saved my life. I will be and forever near that.
No, that is owed. Just live a good life.
I do that.
Good.
If we
All's
make it
fair.
out here alive.
We will. Or we won't. As I'm blue.
One of those is correct.
Yeah.
What's your name again?
That's Seville.
Seville.
Now, here's what we're dealing with here. There's not a lot of experience here,
Give us
especially
the
in
lowdown.
combat.
Give us the lowdown here, Seville. I'm just...
We've
Hold
walked
on,
away.
and I'm
Alright.
walking away a little further.
Alright,
Just
they're
Alright,
gonna
you
talk.
can follow him if you want, but
Alright, the grown-ups are talking, that's fine.
there's not a lot of experience here,
yes,
okay.
I can see that.
especially not tactically.
Right.
They did great, but a lot of mistakes were made. Just take that into account because we're going to need your sword. I don't know about this one. I haven't seen this type of elf before.
I haven't either.
No.
Hmm.
There's something gentle and there's something ferocious about her, but I don't think she knows that side yet.
Well, I haven't seen that side. I've definitely seen the healing side.
Tender,
Look,
but
we are doing a lot of talking.
Yeah,
I
we
am
are.
getting concerned. It's a lot of time to be standing around. Our fires are gone.
I go
We-
over and I just start to take
But
that
listen,
horse there
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
no.
and I just say, "You're going to be my ride today." And I start petting it and then I jump up on it and I say, "Who's ready?"
Fancy
Dude.
lady, you unhand Samson.
You do an animal handling check for me, please.
You unhand him.
I think it might have
I
unhanded her.
saw it.
It's
Is it a 1?
It's a 2.
Oh.
Erised.
Yeah,
That's
plus
right.
a 0, so
Erised,
that's a.
get that
You-
purple dice going,
You
not
may
the red
not.
one.
I guess so.
What's that
Switch it
magic?
out.
Mount
Stop, give it a
Samson.
chance.
That's just like a
How dare.
special, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Get
not an every,
All
that's
right,
not
all
an
right,
every
all
roll
right.
die.
I will really
Okay.
I thought I'd.
That's a role player.
A
Oh, yeah.
mounting must be consensual. And
So-
sense of the word.
So
So
you-
the
you
horse
have
whisperer has
written
trained all
before,
horses
Many
to go
times.
against
but,
everybody except
um,
for Willard.
There's something just about the way that you mounted this horse, in your very familiar way, that this horse did not like, and immediately started bucking you off, and you didn't get thrown, but
I
you were-
slide
you were
right over.
carefully, you were
Get back.
carefully thrown and managed to land on your feet. But
How many
almost
horses
Spirited one.
4.
That one.
Oh, okay.
I look at Jordan, I was like, nobility.
These horses
I'll
are
go-
almost entrapped. It's almost as if there's a spell in this land. Something I can't understand.
I think we need to
Let's
move.
go.
Let's
go.
move.
Let's go.
So
Right.
I'm gonna get on the horse.
You
with
seem
you.
to know your way around a horse. Let's let's rein those horses in. Attach them, either ride them, or put them alongside
Not so
the
fast. I
wagon.
want to take the horses. I want to go after my friends. It looks like they were carried off into the woods this way. I don't want to follow the road. I want to save my people.
They're not your people,
All right, fine.
Willard.
Look, I'll
Sure
look.
they were. This guy's
Well,
really
enough,
rich. He's
enough.
got a funny mustache,
Enough.
and this one's really tiny.
They've
They're
left
not
you like a
people.
sack of
He
dirt.
just-
They're thinking
and
only
Jordan
of
just walks
themselves.
off, and he's gonna make his way over to those trees and do his own investigation.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I understand that they came with you over on the ship, and but listen,
We've already been through so much with them. I just feel bad leaving them off in the woods like that. I mean,
They didn't feel
Who
bad leaving
was
you.
supposed to be on watch?
are you sure they left? I mean,
Wasn't
it
it-
seems like they were carried off.
You.
Was it me?
I think so.
I'm pissed at myself if it was me. I'm gonna take out my longsword and I'm full red right
listen, those
Okay.
tracks.
now. And I'm just gonna be
walking
like,
or dragged.
I'm gonna go over to one of these trees and just
It looks
start
like they
hitting
were
it with my
dragged
sword.
to me.
I'm mad
Okay.
and I have nothing to punch.
A moment later, Jordan walks back, watching you attack that tree. Look, the ground is matted down. Somebody was standing there, or laid there. There's no blood. I don't know, your friends left, or were taken? The Sumräk could easily come in and take them if they wanted them.
See, this is the problem where, look,
But, I don't see any sign of them.
I mean, we could follow the tracks. We could follow the dirt. We could save them. I mean,
listen, the only thing is, yes, a creature could have dropped in, grabbed them both, and brought them out, but that's highly unlikely with no scars, no scratches. They most
All right,
likely
let me
just
ask you this. Why would-
walked out.
if they planned on escaping and getting out of here, and
Yeah.
why do you think why would they sleep in the carriage? I mean, it's literally the hardest thing to escape from. I mean, they had to break open the side of it and get out. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't, unless they wanted to evade being watched, which they did. And look, you heard Otto.
But what do you think they were doing in there?
I don't know. This is what I've deducted is you've heard the conversation with the Sumräk. You heard that they're looking for. They know you guys. They know now that you guys are not from Anacroli. And I was trying to quiet that down. That's why I didn't offer up the captain, the only one who has made it through here from Faerun, to protect him. Now that the Sumräk know, they have their navigator. And what if Otto and what if Tabitha just decided, why don't we go with the Sumräk? You heard Otto. He said they're the only ones being nice to us. Obviously, he has not been out of his privileged life to understand that evil can sweet talk as well, and the Sumräk are not to be messed with.
I did catch Otto eyeing up that lady real nice. I mean,
Well,
she's basically my girlfriend now, and he was looking at her like she was a piece of meat, and it made me sick to
I'm
my
Willard.
stomach.
gonna stomp over. I'm not listening to any of this. I'm just smashing this tree.
Okay.
And as shards of bark are just like flying into my face, I'm just gonna stomp over to one of the horses and get on it, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna start riding.
All right, we'll do an animal handling check for me.
13 plus. Where's my animal handling? 0. 13.
13 was 0. Okay. Yeah,
I'll
you.
just start circling this area, but I'm ready to zoom out of here.
Okay,
I
so
need to
you
do something with
unhitch
this
the
fury.
horse, you hop up easily on its back, and just start kind of prancing around not prancing, but like trotting around, like agitated, ready to go.
Swinging my sword.
And I do.
All right.
I want to convince him. I say, Willard, if you want to help Tabitha, if you want to find her again, you're only as valuable as you are to the people who either stole them or are with them. If
The
you
Sumräk
want
aren't
to
gonna
even
kill
do
them.
anything to help them or help yourself, we need to leave here right now. Now you're the most talented one with horses here. Hitch these horses together and get us all out of here.
Jorda, by the way, just walks away from you guys, gets on the wagon, retrieves the reins, and just starts moving it off. I'm gonna turn it around,
all right.
and starts kind of circling around the outside where he can maneuver to bring it back here.
If I don't find someone to fight soon, I'm going to stop fighting myself.
Whoa, whoa! Over here! And you see, as he's in this position, oh boy, these guys don't move very well. let's say he's trying to get around this tree. See if you can do those.
Animal abuse.
Don't tell anybody.
Carry on our work. Okay. Look, it looks like it's going with speed. It's got like a leg up.
I know.
It's doing that circle, like the thing
Yeah.
where it turns, so it's kind of like leaning a little bit.
Yeah, it's really moving.
He climbs down and the DM lost a mini. I'll find that note. See on here somewhere? No. Oh yeah, it's right here. Okay. Here he is. All healed. The track's over here. And he sees he gets around there, calls you over.
Alright, going over.
Okay? Do an investigation check for me. Or just do a perception, actually.
12.
Yeah, it's easy to see now. The ground around the trees was a little denser, so there aren't any tracks, but beyond the trees in that gap, it gets a little more mushy. And the ground is kind of weird here. It almost has like a spongy, it looks like dirt, but it's a bit spongy. And it leaves imprints here, but doesn't stick to your boots. It's a very strange kind of soil. You can see clear tracks, 2 sets going off around the back of that large grove of trees right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Footsteps.
Footsteps,
Okay. Footprints.
footprints,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Is one of them really
Yeah.
tiny?
Tiny footprints.
One is.
See? And I'm gonna mark that and I'm gonna walk back. Do they go off?
Are you gonna track them?
Yeah, I'll track them to, I mean, I'm not gonna go into any dense brush. I just wanna
This
wanna
area
get the
is
general.
as it seems,
Okay.
basically.
So I'm
you-
gonna, yeah.
so-
I mean, I'm drawing, I got my hand crossbow out
Okay.
and I'm walking and I'm just gonna track a little bit.
And you hear behind you, "Shah!" and
Yeah.
he's gonna slowly behind you.
Okay,
Uh,
so I just wanna track to see the general
roll a
direction.
survival check for me as you track those footprints.
Not really my skill, boss. That's a 6.
That's 6.
Can we hear what he's doing?
Well, you saw him walk over. You heard Jorda call that there were tracks over there.
Seville,
I'm
what do
going
you
over there
see?
with my horse.
I've got
And
prints,
my
I've got
rage.
small prints, and I think it's Tabitha, and I'm assuming that's Otto.
Well,
And
you kind of lost him again because the ground changed, but you looked like it was heading around the back of this grove of trees right here.
in the back here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you lost him.
Okay. And there's just too much scatter here. I can't pick it up again, but it seems like they walked off.
It doesn't look like they were with anyone else, or is it just the two? I mean, did they walk off by themselves?
I'm gonna hop off my horse and try to see if I can follow the tracks.
Okay, where are you gonna be exactly?
Where did you lose the tracks? I'll go over there then
Okay.
and try and see if I can pick them back up.
Okay. Do a perception check for me.
8.
Guys. They're getting tricky. Alright, yeah, where you're standing right now, you don't see any either. But you can tell that the ground that you're standing on is not going to leave tracks. It's really kind of dense here. There's a lot of leaves and needles from the trees. And it's just, it's not easy to leave an imprint here.
I'd like to hop on a horse and kind of come back around these set of trees.
Okay,
The one's closer to you.
alright.
Or just kind of investigate, see if I see any tracks over
Let's
there.
see animal handling check for you.
Seven
Um,
plus 5.
All
okay,
right.
yeah.
Hey.
So,
Nice.
You're kind of excited and you believe that something is befalling these people. Even you're not really sure what to believe right now, but you very energetically jump up, a little too rushed, but you manage to save it because you're quite experienced.
Oh,
Pull the horse around and,
you
and
saw that?
make your way around. So you come around those trees. You're coming back to this kind of rickety road here.
Yep.
Okay, and then you're gonna look for tracks here.
Roll again.
Roll for perception.
horrible.
I keep hearing this.
You're
Alright.
You're
This
still
guy
on the
yelling
horse,
name. I
and
don't know
you're-
what he's yelling.
You're having a hard time seeing from up there, and your horse is moving its head around. You're looking, you're trying to look. It's a little hard to see while mounted.
And I see him struggling, and I'm convinced I can get through to these horses. So I run over to him, and I say, Willard, yes, I'm so glad you're finally on the horse. Let me see if I can calm it for you. And I say, sweet, sweet, sweet one, sweet, will you let us ride you? And I start talking to it, and I pet it to calm it down.
And you see during this time, Jordan has moved the carriage around back to the road here, and he's watching you do this.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a future expedition. Sorry.
There we go.
The poor horses.
There, I guess. Thanks. Respectable.
Guy's gotta lean in there. He's on the turn.
He's good. He's good.
Now he's round the turn. I don't know what's going about. I'm in
What?
Carrot Top is fine.
All right, are we ready to get out of here? I mean, I can't find these tracks either. Should we just push on?
I run and I get any of the last weapons that are by the carriage, if there are
I think
any.
everything's been collected at
Okay.
this point.
Okay.
I'm ready to.
Already.
We need to roll. Let's get out of here.
Oh, did we take the other
Are you
two?
all right with
What
this?
do we do with the other
Yeah,
two
they're
horses?
coming. You
Oh, we're
just-
taking them.
It
Okay.
seems like they went off on their own. It doesn't seem like they were held against their
No.
will or threatened in any way.
Okay, Willard
Listen,
on a horse.
I understand what you're talking about, and if they were dragged or threatened, if there was blood marks, I'd be, I think I would go after him with you, but it seems like this is the Sumräk. They were the most vocal. They had, or at least seemed to have the most information. They offered the most information. This is who the Sumräk would go to, offer him money, offer him protection, offer him sanctuary. They're not going to be killed because the Sumräk want to leave this place. So they probably got their ticket out of here. Now, when they leave is another matter. So they made their choice.
Suppose it's possible that Otto offered some kind of weird deal.
There you go.
He probably offered him money for
Yeah.
maybe safe passage out of here. I don't know. But I had some weird feelings about that guy. now that I think
Somebody
about
may have put them into a box. We need to find these people and hurt them.
it. So you
I
want
told
to
you
go
about
after
that
him?
vengeance.
I'm ready
of
to
Ricky.
fight.
I agree.
I
We
see
go
that.
back to the city. We go back to Navir.
As long as we're moving, let's go.
Let's get to the road.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
get to the road.
So are we in the wagon now?
Well, I've got room for the two of you not mounted. Seville, jump up here.
Yep.
And, oh, your name?
Erisette.
Erisette. Why don't you hop on here as well?
In the wagon?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
The other two are mounted, and you guys make your way. Who's going to be in the front, Seville or Erisette?
I'll be in the front. You want to cover the rear?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. With that bow of yours.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of look at her, and in Elvish, I'm gonna say Dram Sien Enemieux, Kost Main, which is hit your enemy and fight smart.
And I just.
You can do it.
So, Jordan's not riding hard out here.
Okay.
It's not too loud. Not too loud. Let's
Mm.
keep your eyes open and look about. So since you're on the front, roll a perception check. You guys are rolled out of this area now. So
20, but not natural.
oh, okay.
Now we're rolling good.
After about 5 minutes of travel, you see more of that weird ground that you saw before, that mud, and it's clear you from even up here, even at this speed, that you see more tracks on the road ahead of you. You see the wheels from the carts from the night before, and you see tracks leading up and away out of the road with another pair that join from the side.
Another pair that
So it
joined?
looks like there
Okay.
are 4 tracks here.
Okay. So that looks like what our ambush maybe came ahead of us? Or
No, this is far away now.
leaving?
This is
Okay.
5 minutes away from this area, so you're down, you're heading back to the main road.
Yeah.
And you can see the now familiar tracks of little feet, the bigger feet
Oh,
side by
okay.
side, and
Yeah.
then another set coming out behind them that kind of
Feet or
merge. Footprints.
footprints or wagon
Yeah.
tracks?
No,
Footprints?
footprints.
Okay.
So there were 3.
4. There are now 4 distinct footprints.
Willard, look, that's your proof. They're thinking of no one but themselves.
I tell everybody.
Okay.
Well, can I look at them?
Mhm.
Are the small footprints and the like? So there's 3 sets of like normal size footprints.
There are. Are you gonna get off the horse? You gonna
Yeah, I'll get up.
All right. Do an investigation check then.
14.
Yeah. So you can see there's the one that's going down the road, human size and halfling size, and then a massive footprint that comes from the right, and then a strange, small, almost halfling size, coming out of a bush on the other side. So
their
it all
footprints going like this
converges.
and they all converge.
Yeah, and then
And
there's
then
a
they keep
bunch
going
of
this
muddy
way?
tracks going forward, and it's hard to discern at that point.
Hmm.
And they're going away the way that you guys are riding down the road.
Oh, that's good. We're going in the right
What
direction,
are we
one way or
thinking,
another.
gang? We just keep going this way or what?
Looks like it.
All right, are you tracking these people, or can we get out of here?
Bless you.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna say get out of here.
Yes. Go.
Well, it seems that they're
I'm
going the same
finding
direction we're going. Aren't they going in the same direction as
Yes,
we
they are.
They're heading to the main
So we
road.
can do both. Let's
gonna-
see what
we're gonna-
happens and
Why
always
don't
keep
you
your
two?
senses alert.
Wait, why don't you scout ahead? You can go if you want, since you're mounted.
Those
This
two are
this
mounted,
rickety
correct?
wagon makes too much sound,
Right.
so we're going a little bit slower until we hit the main road.
Those two are mounted,
Great.
right?
I'll get on
Okay,
my
so
horse
good.
then.
All right,
Get
I'll
back on
follow
your
them.
horse. Okay.
I'll follow the orange one.
Okay. So just being careful to follow the tracks, which are pretty easily discernible. They kind of start and stop as you go through different parts of ground, but you can see they're definitely walking on the main road. And Jorda's behind with the big wagon. And about 10 minutes later, where you're in the middle of pretty thick woods in this area, you can see that ahead, the woods stop. And this landscape has pockets of forest. It's not kind of a limitless forest. There's just these strange pockets of the trees really clumped together very densely, and then it's open land with these short grasses. This one you're about to come out of the edge of, and you can see easily that the tracks, instead of following down the road, they bend around to the right,
Back into the woods.
back around the outside of the woods, away from this road that you're on.
Well,
And
I'm following them.
Okay. We are not following those.
I am.
I'm following
Good
her.
luck. And he's still just.
Mhm.
You
Didn't
do.
you say you owed me?
Whoa!
I may have said we're even, but that was before I turned red.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but I do owe you. Do you want to scout ahead a bit? It's open fields. I can't see anything here. We'll wait here. I don't want to take the wagon into that ground in case it gets too soft.
then unhitch it. We can get on the horses again. Perhaps they're more calm now that we're away from that spooky forest. There was something enchanted in that forest. I know.
I
it.
think we want to keep the wagon. It's defensible. It might be helpful.
We shouldn't separate. Not if it's as dangerous as you say.
We need to find our friends. And find whoever did this to them and hurt them.
So why don't you two scout ahead, don't go out of eyesight, stay together, and just see if these tracks disappear.
You
or
agree
they
with me?
lead
This looks a
further
little
on.
fishy, right? I mean, they can't just walked off on their
Yeah.
own.
How about
Something
Exactly.
happened here.
5 minutes and then we're pushing on.
Yes.
And he moves the cart a little bit out so he has a better vantage point to see you.
So I'm just gonna yell ahead, Fagnier. Just bad ground. It's bad ground.
All right, bless you.
Okay. And you're gonna ride off, and you're gonna go with her, Willard. All right. So you guys, again, it's start or stop it. It's pretty easy to follow these tracks, and about a couple hundred feet around the edge of these trees, you see bigger tracks, wagon tracks.
They're up,
Whoa,
they're up
there.
ahead of us, right? These two
Couple
are
hundred
just-
feet.
Oh, there,
off to-
Clifford.
okay.
Hold on, little buddy.
What is it? What do you see?
They're far
They're
ahead.
way, yeah.
Too far?
Yeah,
Oh.
a couple hundred feet. You
We
see them
shouldn't have
stop though.
separated. We shouldn't have separated.
What do you think?
You have to follow the wagon.
What if it's a trap, man? What if we're walking into an ambush or something?
Then we'll kill them.
All of them?
Mhm.
What if they put you in another box?
I don't like boxes.
It seems to be your the secret weapon against you.
Well, I have a longsword, so
I mean,
everybody better watch out.
they've got Otto and Tabby that they know your weakness.
Seville, we gotta push on, Seville.
I know. If this is the Sumräk, you know we're not going to win this one.
I'll ride back to them and tell them that there's wagon tracks,
All right.
and that I'm gonna follow them.
Look, that ground, how did the ground seem to you? But look, that's away from the road. I don't know what's out there. These are the dwindle plains. This is not smart. We need to get
Exactly.
back to the
Our
main
friends
road.
could be in danger.
Yes, they are in danger. They
We
are
need to
either
find them.
captured, or dead, or eaten, or all of those things. We need to get back to the main road.
What
Look,
is
I do
what
own-
is the main road going to do to help our friends?
The main road is fortified and safe. Creatures avoid it. We'll find it's traveled constantly. We'll find help.
Hey,
We are the help.
let me ask you this, Yoda. Are all the Crown Guard people as sissy as you, or is this you?
All right. I see. I'm gonna let that go because it'll probably take about another 10 minutes before some monstrous thing crawls out of the ground, takes your screaming form,
And it'll
and
only
drags it back below the dirt.
It'll take me 1 second to kill it.
No.
Yes.
There are immense creatures out here, powerful creatures. I don't know how we survived the night with no encounters. Just lucky. We need to go.
There was
We've
an
had
encounter.
encounters. What do you mean? 2 of our party have disappeared.
Thank
I'd
you.
call
That's what
that
I'm
an
trying to
encounter.
say to this man. He's
But he's-
not listening to reason.
No, they didn't disappear. They got out of the carriage. This is the facts we've seen. They got out of the carriage. They weren't dragged. They walked. We picked up another set of tracks, and they got into another
They
wagon.
were gonna sneak out of the carriage. Why not just exit out the front door? It doesn't make sense.
Listen, if this was the Sumräk, and they picked the 2 who would most likely give up everything they know, which is those 2, this is what I would have done. I would have offered them safe passage, gold, stay. I would have used them, and they're being used, and I hope they make it back home. And I'm sorry
even if
you
they
guys
were
won't
hand
right
chosen
now.
by the thieves, I feel like they're still being held against their will. They don't have an option.
Seville, do a history check for me.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Which is to
It's
say,
like there was something on your mind, but something was trying to speak to you, but you lost it.
listen, Willen, I know what you're saying. The argument here is whether they went on their own.
Look, I have something else I can say.
What?
Every one of you, I'm getting the sense, are valuable to the crown. It's not going to be good that we were ambushed. We can go back, get reinforcements, come back, and track properly. We need to find them if they're out there. If they're rescuable, we have to find them. Those are the orders. But going alone is just foolhardy.
How do we know they're not going to take us back as prisoners?
Well, we've been pretty good to you so far. I mean, I think it's clear if we wanted to treat you as prisoners, we would. We took your weapons because we don't know much about you. But I'm not trying to do that now. Look,
Besides, we have
I
him.
think you're
He's our
innocent people
ransom.
who found something you weren't supposed to find.
He's our ransom. We go back to the city.
Wait, I'm your
No.
ransom? That?
No,
She
no,
saved your life, but they'll know that our intentions are good.
no, they're not.
He's in our party.
Listen, there's no
His hand-
ransom here.
His hand is on his sword now. Like,
There's no ransom
And
here.
I squarely draw my bow and point it at him as well.
oh, is this what we're doing now? Shing. Is that what we're doing? What's it going to be? Seville, you have a duty to the crown. You may have screwed up, but are you going to be treasonous as well? Tell her to stand down.
Jordy,
Yoda. His name's Yoda.
we agree. All I'm saying is
Look,
that you
I'm not fucking around here. You have put the bow down.
then put yours
Seville.
down.
Eros said, just drop the bow and let's have a conversation here before something happens.
Listen, man, we restored your life and we can take it away.
And I'm
just as
extremely
fast.
appreciative, but she's
Yeah,
drawing a weapon on me.
wound
For
last
this
night.
to work, we're going to have to trust each other. On the count of three.
I don't trust people with
On the
bows
count
pointed
of
at me.
3, we both
You're
let
just
it
being
down.
foolhardy right now. You got a mortal
1.
wound in your side. You think you're gonna fight all
2.
of us?
I feel better.
You're being ridiculous.
3, and I put mine down.
He waits a half second and then lowers it.
All
Do that
I'm
again,
saying,
Elf, and it will be over.
And it will indeed, won't it?
Yes, it will.
All I'm saying is that we agree that you vouch for our character.
I vouch for your character. I will also remind you that I am under orders to protect you. So I will do that. I have to follow the magistrate's order to the letter. That is the law.
You were just
That is the law.
so good at protecting us when the thieves jumped us and nearly killed all of us and
Fair point.
nearly killed
Agreed.
you. And I feel so safe with you around. It's an overwhelming feeling of warmth. I don't know what to do with
You
myself.
don't have to worry. I'll protect you.
You're in an entire land, in a kingdom of which you have no power.
Can I speak with you privately?
We are,
Yes.
So
look,
you don't.
I'm
gonna take Seville aside
Yeah,
and
and
have
you
a
just-
conversation.
You
with
think
her.
our best bet to get our friends back
Hey,
is
hey,
to go
hey,
this
you
way?
can't leave our friends. Hey, stop it. Stop it. He's taking. Hey,
I'm just hopping off to talk to Willard.
Willard, he's leaving.
I'll
with
be right
us.
back. I gotta talk to this guy right here. He's a crown guard like this one, and I feel like I have a relationship with him. I need to have a few words.
Could you please have that
Jordan's just-
conversation while you're next to us on this wagon because he's driving us off? I don't want to be separated.
Are you staying on the wagon?
I guess I could jump off it. Okay, fine. Then I do an athletics jump and I jump off of it.
Oh, you're doing athletics, John.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I think you mean acrobatics. Let
An
me see. Roll.
acrobatic jump.
Let's-
It's a 5.
Oh, nobility
that-
in the
that-
wild.
That
nobility.
indecisiveness
A little
of.
bit more like
Wait,
a-
he's leaving. What
like
do I?
a
What do I
roll.
do?
He's not
And you kind of.
leaving.
It's
He's
like a
bound
stop,
to the
drop,
law
and
to
roll
protect
kind
you.
of-
Yeah, you
thing?
Not
kind of
leaving.
land badly,
I don't-
and instead of deciding to break your ankle, you kind of let it just fall,
Yeah, more
and you
like
just
a sack of potatoes. Just
yeah,
ahead.
but
kind
I'm
of hit
off.
that mud hard and roll.
Willard, what do you want to say? What's going on here?
Seville, I may not know a lot about much, right? I mean, I'm fairly new to all this. I mean, there's a lot going on, a lot of adventure around us right now, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of excited. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm scared. And I feel like, listen, before my dad was a farmer, he was in the wars. I mean, he was a soldier, and he taught me when I was growing up, you never leave a man behind. I mean, what's the sort of thing the Crown Guard teaches you about that stuff?
Well, first, I'm not Crown Guard.
I mean, when you're some kind of guard, they look at you.
I'm Edge. It's different. We have different training. I'm not a common soldier, but I understand what you mean. We don't leave anybody behind either. And this is the question I pose to you. Are we leaving them behind, or did they walk away of their own volition? And that's going to either cost us our lives or it's going to save us. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. We just don't have time. But I can't make you, and I can't make any of them else. I don't know what relationship you had with them. I didn't have a relationship. The only thing I know is that they volunteered too much against my advisement to the Sumräk. They didn't know, and that's okay, but they don't have experience. And when you're in a place where you don't know, you defer to someone who does know, and they disobeyed my advice, and now we're at where we're at. We can go. The only thing here is he has to protect us. That's the law. I have to get you just within the gates of where we're supposed to go. And then the law for me ends and I take over.
And the thing I don't understand is, and forgive me, Seville, I mean, I'm very new to this. The thing I don't understand is that let's say you were at war with the Sumräk.
Sure.
Right? I mean, and one of your fellow guardsmen willingly put himself in danger. He walked off not knowing the true ramifications of his actions, but he willingly put himself in danger. Is it your duty to save that man and not leave him?
It depends. Your question's complicated for me because we have ways of knowing if our guard, if my unit is in trouble or not. But for this situation, and I do understand, it's a matter of, is it putting us all in jeopardy? Because let's say we follow them. Let's say we do. And we find them in good spirits, in the comforts of the Sumräk, because I promise you, if they're with the Sumräk, they're not going to be harmed. You don't understand. You're the first people to come through to Anacroli and actually be known. So much so, and this is where I'm leery, the Crown paraded you and myself through the streets. That's making the rarest commodity Anacroli has seen available for anyone to see. Now, whether the Sumräk caught whiff of that and now we're attacked, I don't know. There's a lot I don't know and I'm putting together right now. So I'm not exactly going to put you guys back into the hands of the Crown. Not until I've had a little space to think about this and to see what's really going on.
That's exactly what this guy plans to do.
Well, he needs to protect you, and he needs to get you to their safe house, their keep. But the magistrate, you have to understand, law here is by the wording. And he never gave us a duration, and he never gave us the length of how long it's going to take us to get there. So right now, he's bound to protect you.
And at that moment, you hear him, "What's the word? Are you coming?" And you look off, and he's stopped. He's down the road, and he's standing up on the wagon, kind of scouting and looking over and calling to you.
Willard, I'm going to leave this in your hands. You think of your
Me?
father? You think of your father. You think of what he taught you.
Well,
You're the ones that
taught
are
me
in
how
this
to be a
land.
bean farmer. I mean,
Enough talking! What's the word?
I'm going to leave it to you. I'm free to go anywhere. You guys are marked as foreigners in this land. So if
Can
you
I
want to
hear
go
this
after
though?
your friends,
Oh, great.
The
Yeah.
four of you are right there.
if you want to go after what you call as your friends, I'm just saying, be careful. You might find them in a different state than you think. But then again, I could be wrong.
if we go back, they're going to cuff us again, and then who knows what.
I
At least
understand.
now we're free. We can do what we want. We can rescue our friends and move on.
You underestimate us. If we go back, we simply have more resources. Right now, we're in the middle of a virtual.
And you're not
Nulls.
prisoners. You're
Right
not
now-
prisoners.
We're together. When we get to that city, there are many, many things. We have things we can steal, we can hide, we can split, and plus
You
on the
won't
whole
need
way
to.
we
We're
can
not
design
prisoners. They
plans.
were carrying
No,
us in
no,
a
no.
cell.
Listen,
It was a mobile.
If
It was a
they
cell on
leave-
wheels.
These other two people,
I just need
they
to
will give
get-
us whatever resources we need to go find them.
All we need to do is get within.
And plus, this guy clearly can't handle him himself.
He's quite far away.
So he cannot handle himself. He's going to get himself killed if we don't go with him.
I don't care about him
You
so
already
much.
almost
He was
did that once.
one of our
I
jailers.
do.
And do a perception check as you're talking.
That man
Ooh,
literally
19.
locked you in a second
see-
box
Plus two,
and
20,
carted you
21.
down the road.
Jorda's up there as you guys are talking, and you kind of stop for a moment, and you can see he's undoing something. He's off the wagon now. He's by the horse. A moment later, you see him mount the horse, and he's riding one of the horses back to you. And he comes up. Listen, you guys talk too much. You're too slow. You're not going anywhere. I'm gonna ride, get reinforcement. God, I'm leaving him with you. You have the authority. You're bound by the kingdom. I'll get back here as fast as I can. But moving at this pace is not good. We've got to get help.
Let's
Hope
just,
it I can find somebody on the main road and bring them back.
let's all go.
Help for what? I mean, what do you need help with?
To protect you and get you to where I'm supposed to get you.
You're just gonna take us back to the city and lock us up there when we get there.
I'm not taking you to the city. I'm taking you to a keep. To be questioned, not to be locked up.
Willard,
You're not prisoners.
going with him is not giving up
You're
on finding
saying
our
we're
We
not
can't go
prisoners,
to the keep without our other
Can I
two
roll
We
friends.
just
Persuasion
came
check.
out of a cell.
This is why
we were locked
I'm
up in
leaving.
that carriage.
Can't
How
I
are
roll
we not
persuasion check?
prisoners?
No, you have to persuade somebody.
You're saying what you're saying doesn't make sense. If we're
I'm
not
not-
prisoners, why was there a
You
lock
make an
on that
argument,
carriage?
and if I think it's good, and then I tell you to roll persuasion.
Willard,
Or
I promise you, as an elf, going with him is not giving up on finding our friends. It's just getting resources that will make it easier to find them. I promise you, it's not a choice between finding our friends or your friends or not. Either way,
enough. Seville,
Yes, I got him. Go
for the kingdom.
for the kingdom.
And pull.
Oh, he's going to die.
Mm.
I don't really care.
Okay,
well,
let's go after him.
Let's go. Let's catch up.
No, let's go after. Let's go after Mr. Mustache
That's right.
and the little thief.
I knew you liked that mustache. Let's get him. Let's get him and get the hell out of here before he comes back.
We're gonna get to the keep because I'm bound by the law to get you there.
That crown guard is going to come back with more soldiers like him that are going to lock you back up in another carriage to take you to some larger jail cell.
No, they won't do that because as soon as we get into,
Why are we locked in that carriage then?
again, I had to explain this to Otto, okay? You've entered someone's home. You've just walked in. Everybody turns around and says, "Who's this? I've never seen you before." You have weapons, you're armed. It's natural to be protective, to surround, isolate, and control the
What
threat
do you guys
until
do
you
then?
find out if it's a
I'm
threat or
going.
not.
Back to those tracks.
well, I'm coming with you. I'm not leaving this party because I was warned not to travel alone in the land of men. So he's gone, and now I'm stuck with you three. No offense. And so we've made our decision. Or should I say you've made it for us? But I say we move. If there's one thing that was clear, that we do not have time to sit here anymore talking. And I just start walking because I know that if I try to get on that horse, it's going to probably...
I'll try
Kick
and
me,
lift you
but-
onto my horse.
Okay.
What would that be? Dexterity?
No strength. If you're
Strength.
gonna, you're gonna lift her up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do a strength check. No, you can
9.
do 9. Let's. What'd you get?
2.
Yeah.
Well, I have pluses.
So you once again try to mount this horse, and you're up there trying to help her,
-1, so it's
pushing her butt, and it's just it's a comical
I
mess.
knew it. That's why I was staying away from those horses, and I just get so mad, and I just start marching
Horses
in the
and jumping
grass
on
towards
carriages.
towards where they found
Do you
the
want us to
trap.
give you a head start or?
Okay.
All right, now we got to move.
The tracks with the wheels.
So let's go.
All right,
Let's-
and
yeah, we're gonna lead
I
on.
think we're gonna take our break there.
Uh-uh.
Quick one tonight. I know
Quick
we're a little bit longer last time, but
Yeah.
we're just gonna do a very quick one, and we'll be right back.
You are a bunch of.
Welcome back, guys.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey! It's time to play some more D&D.
Charging up my minis.
Okay, we're gonna spend another couple hours talking about what we're gonna do. Just kidding.
Just like 5.
No, just 5 more. That's part of D&D, guys. We're in this world. This is real. Sometimes you gotta make decisions. Sometimes you gotta talk. Have a good time. So we are back. You guys, Jorda has left you. He's gone off to get reinforcements. He's quite worried about your surroundings. And you guys have decided to go track your missing friends. What would you like to do?
Involuntarily, decision made, but whatever. I'm with my tribe. And I am pissed. Just walking, because these damn horses will not let me ride them, but I am just walking.
It's
Right.
funny, right? Because horses, they have like a like a sixth sense, right? They can sense evil. So perhaps maybe you're just rubbing them off. I mean, rubbing off on them the wrong way.
You know, it's not necessarily evil
I'm
to try to be
completely
pragmatic.
vigilant of our
Are you
stuff
guys
and
walking as
tracking.
you're having this conversation?
Yeah, I'm tracking
walking.
on my horse.
Galloping.
Are we back to those wagon wheel marks yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You know, it's not necessarily evil to know that the two most mercenary people from our group here have clearly disappeared for a reason, and all we need to do is continue on our own way, and I'm sure eventually they will turn up.
I just find
It's
it a
not
little
an evil
suspect
decision.
that you were getting all buddy with your mustache friend there and being all, oh look, we're rich and we're friends and we're cool, and then suddenly he's gone
As
and
you
you
guys
just let
are
him go.
talking, a shadow just passes over you for a moment.
Passes over us?
A shadow, like, there and gone.
Okay, I'm gonna check the skies.
Do a perception check.
I'm gonna crush this perception check.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about, 19,524.
So as that shadow passes over, your eyes dart, and you just see, right before it disappears over the treetops, a very large bird. Large. Just silently glide over the treetops of the forest next to you.
Okay, so I'm going to just track it, but I'm gonna get to the wagon wheel, to the cart wheel there.
Mhm.
And I'm going to, well, I'm on top, so I'm just gonna jump down, kind of sneak under the cart, and just hide there and watch. Do I know what it is?
No, you don't. What are you guys gonna
So
do?
he just looked
Yeah.
up at the sky and then hid under
And then
the
jump
wagon
down.
wheel?
Jump down off the wagon.
Take cover, take cover, take cover.
You just say take cover.
Oh no, I can't hear him. He's
I'll
hiding
get
under the
under the
damn
wagon with-
wagon.
I'll hop off my horse and get under.
Okay.
Just get on the other side of your horse. Jump off your horses and use it as a shield.
Aren't any trees or anything nearby?
Yeah, you're right next to one of those large groups of
Cops.
trees.
Okay, I run into a cops.
Okay.
I'm darting into the cops and using the tree for camouflage.
Alright.
I'm gonna pull out my shield and get actually on top of
Oh,
my
that's
horse and put my shield in between
Okay.
the
I'm gonna
sky and my horse.
Take my horse and kind of clippity-clop under the woods, under cover of trees.
Okay. All right.
What do you see? Seville is gone.
I can't see it.
Can't see a damn thing. He's under the carriage like a damn cow.
Another moment, shadow passes over you again and moves off again. For those of you who can see, you're angled out and you see with your crossbow,
Yeah.
you see up, it's quite high up.
Okay.
It looks like it's now kind of circling you guys in a wide circle.
Hey, aren't you
and
elves
watching
really
you as
good
it goes
at
over.
climbing trees? Maybe you can climb a tree and
Okay.
see what's up there.
Yeah.
So we have two horses attached to the.
You have one horse attached to your wagon,
Yeah.
and you have two horses that you're riding.
Oh, and
He took one.
Slick took one.
I climb up a tree. I think that's a great idea. I climb up the tree with my bow and arrow to the topmost, but I'm still camouflaged,
Mm-hmm.
and I just start
How
being
long
ready
will
if I need to try to shoot it.
As it's winding around, how long will it take me to undo the latch of the wagon and grab that horse and run it to the copse?
You're not quite sure.
Well, we try.
Okay. Just roll a dex check for me.
Alright,
Actually, do an intelligence to see if you can figure it out.
okay. This is molten lava fire on this roll. No, it's not at all. That's that's a 3.
Seville, that's so brave of you to crawl out from underneath the.
And you're
Wow.
there fumbling with the bindings, and you're like, I don't know how this works.
Okay.
You know?
I'm going to the copse.
And you're leaving the horse there?
Yep.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm in the woods.
You're in the woods.
On
You're
top
in the
of my
woods.
horse.
You're still on top of your horse?
Willard,
Are you out in the
save
open?
the horse. We might need it
I'll
later.
Do you think I should
What
go
is-
get the horse?
Where's
Yes,
the
tie your
carriage?
horse
She
to
went
this
up
tree.
a
Go
tree.
save the other one
Okay.
quickly.
I'm not gonna tie my horse to a tree. I'm gonna take my horse out there and get that other horse. I'm gonna gallop out there with my horse, grab the remaining horse.
I'll go
that's,
under
like, in
some
the-
trees if there are some trees nearby.
in the road.
Shadow.
Alright, I'm just going to track it to see
Grab that horse and then gallop back to the woods.
if the
with
circles
horse.
are getting tighter?
Seems like it came faster this time.
Okay.
And
I'm
it
getting
looked like
to trees.
you caught sight of it as it was disappearing again, and it looked like it was a bit lower. And it's quite large.
Okay. Willard, you're gonna be lunch. Whatever you're doing, do it fast and get back to cover.
I'm grabbing a horse. You just left this guy out here to die. I can't have it.
What are
Do a
these
perception check, Willard. And you went into the forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still shielding my horse.
Nat 1.
Okay, you're not even looking up in the sky anymore. You're like, I'm gonna save this horse.
things? Seville, what is this? Do you know these? What are the creatures?
It could be any number of bird of prey.
Have you seen these before?
I've seen
I
bird of
noticed
prey. I just
him.
don't know what kind this is. There's
Do
different
they
kinds.
not? Do they kill you?
And
Oh
No.
are
yeah,
you-
they're gonna kill us.
Are you off your horse yet? Or
No,
you-
I'm still on my horse. I'm grabbing the horse that's he left behind, and
Okay.
I'm going to try to bring them both back to the cover of the woods.
Okay. As you're
See
doing that,
him alone. I'll go out there.
you see this dark, like shape, just come silently gliding around the corner, and you see now this is a massive bird, like the scariest pterodactyl-sized thing you've ever seen, and it just swoops around the corner, heading right for you, and you see it's got these large feet, these huge claws coming out, and they're forward, and
I'm running as fast as I can on my horse that way.
it's on you in seconds.
Coming at Willard? I
Yeah.
shoot it right away. 3 arrows.
He's up in the tree.
It's done. It falls down to the
Hey, she
ground.
knows Legolas, you know. It's like,
He's up in the damn tree shooting
Hold
arrows
on,
at it.
hold on, you haven't even seen it yet. From your vantage point, you haven't seen it
I've
yet.
been tracking it.
It comes down and grabs the horse that you're leading with the wagon. You see the claws just miss you, sink into that horse, and start lifting as the wagon itself gets lifted in the air for a moment before the flesh of the horse gets torn off, and the horse is basically torn in two and flies off around again.
Oh no, Samson, no!
Willard, get
I'm
back
running
here.
out there to get Willard
Oh.
on my horse.
Okay.
No, I'm still on a horse and I'm galloping for the woods, even though I've lost my fellow horse. I'm pulling it together and I'm taking the horse that I'm on.
The horse you're pulling together?
No, he gone. I'm riding my current horse back to the safety of the woods.
Okay, so you're
I'm
all.
gonna come
I
out there
didn't
and
see
try
any
and
of
get
that.
behind
I
his.
You saw the giant bird flash by,
Yeah.
pick up that horse all in a second.
Okay.
You just saw the wagon hang, crash down to the ground, and it was gone. It just missed him. It just chose the other horse.
It's because Samson was a really beautiful horse.
And you're going back out?
I'm going out to get behind. I'm gonna ride my horse out behind his horse and
And trying to push him in?
be
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Do they come in packs?
probably not. No.
Then
Do
we must
do a history check for me.
13.
Yeah, you don't know. You know that there are large avian creatures all across Anacroli of different sizes and different verocities, but that was a big one.
So we only have 2 horses left now. Yours and yours.
You
We'll
managed to
probably-
make it back into the woods.
Okay,
What are you guys doing?
guys.
Wait, so it clawed the horse. The wagon's still intact?
The wagon, it looks pretty banged up. I mean,
Oh,
it
okay.
lifted up about 15 feet
Right, it
before
just-
the
and then-
horse ripped apart.
Okay, let's smack down.
I
Listen
think
up.
this might be
And
another
half of the horse is
situation like it was with those lizards. I don't think this can be friendly.
It's not. And we need to get out of here right now. Willard and Azora. We need to get out of here as fast as possible. Okay? We need to get out of here. Will you let me ride on the back of your horse?
Of course.
Will you please let Seville ride on the back of your horse? And will you please agree
I would
that
go
we
along for a
have
second.
moments while this eats the horse it took? It'll come back again hungrier than before or with a pack of other people as soon as it digests. I'd say that gives us 15 minutes to get away from this place into some place that is not surrounded by giant creatures and lizards that disappear in the middle of the night and enchanted copses where I can't even have any of my spidey senses.
Is this like an open area, like a circle? Like this is all woods, and then this was this open area we were trying to.
It's
go
more
through?
like the woods itself are a circle, and then there's kind of the barren land between these pockets of forest that are these tight, dense circles. They're large, of different sizes. You're in a fairly large one right now.
Oh, okay. So we would have to go from like this circle of trees to like that circle.
If you're trying to stay in cover, yeah.
Okay.
And you can see where, before this all happened, when you made your way back to the wagon tracks that you saw before, they headed off away from the cops that you're in right now.
Alright, Seville, hop on the back of this here horse I got. We're making a break for it.
Yeah, we've got to go from cops to cops.
Yes. And we can still track if you keep your eyes out. In fact, those that are riding, just ride with God's speed. Those
see
that are
the shadow?
passengers.
You see the shadow pass over again, and it's a large shadow. So you didn't see it, but you can know that just by the shadow size that it's closer to the ground.
I got half a mind to kill that thing. I mean, he took care of Samson.
I
He
can
killed
try.
Samson.
I can try. I'm willing to try.
Pull out that bow and you headshot him. And take him down.
Okay. I
For
go
Samson.
back up to the top of the tree, and I track it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do an athletics check for
Tell
me.
you what, that
See
I'll
if you're
climb up
hungry.
with you, and
Do the
like a
same thing.
neighboring tree. Or I won't.
What'd you get?
2.
I also got a 2.
You're distracting me. You're distracting me. I'm better alone. I'm
Plus
not used
4,
to
I got
people
a
around
6
me.
to climb
These
the tree.
trees, you've seen parts of these trees before where the bark, it's really strange. It's very brittle. And when you start to try to climb, it just crumbles under your hand. And what's beneath is very smooth. And it's really hard to get any purchase.
Okay, so forget climbing. Maybe I can still, when it gets really, really low.
Can you shoot it from the ground?
Of course I can. When it gets really low, I can shoot
The
it.
hell was that?
It's
Yeah.
calling its
Jesus
friends.
Christ, it's
And you see
talking
the
to
shadow
us.
I
come
knew
over again.
that
Is
never
it so?
here.
We're tucked into this copse, right?
Yeah.
And this thing's just trying to wait us out.
It's certainly circling.
Okay. And we can't catch any visual as this.
You're
stuff.
seeing this, the copse of trees,
Yeah.
they're extremely dense.
Okay. Okay.
You can make your way through, but it's just like tree. So you can see just bits through the canopy. You basically just see the sunlight turn dark as it passes overhead.
Okay. So what's the distance to the next copse?
Which direction? Following the tracks that you wanted to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just any closest one?
Tracks.
Tracks, it's about 200 feet to the next one.
200.
But if we wanted to pop like to other
If you
ones
wanna pop,
to
you-
get eventually there.
Do a perception check for me, or whoever's trying to figure this out.
All right. Well, we're gonna do an advantage because I'm trying to look too.
11.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 10.
We have some big rolls this evening,
It's
guys.
been a
Yay!
rough night.
I didn't
It's
like
been a
this.
rough night.
I spent a way that rough night.
What about this? We'll ride on the
So-
horses, and I'll shoot from the horse. As we draw to the, we'll draw it like bait.
You do see another one. You can't tell how far away it is. It looks
There's
maybe
more
a
than
little
one?
bit closer than the one that's to the following the tracks. It's off a little bit to the right of where you're standing right now.
Are they talking to each other?
You only heard the one.
Just do
I'm
this,
making a
do
break
it.
for it.
Make a
I'm
break
gonna
for it.
grab you and try and get you
Grab
on
me
my
on the
horse
horse,
again. You
and
try and get on my
yeah,
horse
and I
again.
get up, and I-
You see again the shadow, and then you realize it's not the shadow. It's coming back around. It's gliding just
Okay.
like 10 feet off the ground.
Are we
That
on the
same arc
horse?
it came in before.
Am
Okay.
I on the horse or on
And
the
it
ground at this point?
comes in and lands on the
It's a robot
wagon
chicken.
and just and pulls parts of the horse and it's just,
And I try to shoot it. I
Jesus
shoot it. I go to shoot it, and I aim for its neck.
you want to shoot it?
Yeah, I do.
I want to ride up on my horse. You're in the back of my horse currently. I want to athletically jump off of the horse, land on its back, and choke it out.
Nice. Yeah.
Choke it out. Okay.
And meanwhile, while he does that, I tell her, ride closer.
All right. Since
And
you
I'm
were
shooting from-
since you were holding your shot, or were you holding a shot? You actually tried to climb a tree and you weren't holding your shot.
Okay.
You failed that climb.
All right.
So you see it, and it's not looking at you guys in the forest.
Oh man,
It's just ripping this horse.
While
pieces
it's
apart.
busy, this is the time.
This is
This
what I
is the
want
time
to
to
do.
kill
it.
I'm
This
doing
is the
it.
time to
I'm
get to
doing
it.
it. I'm
We
doing
need-
it right now.
We need to
Ride.
ride right by it, but if you're riding to it, all
I'm
right.
riding
Are you-
at it, and
are
I'm
you
gonna
guys-
jump off this horse on its back.
All right.
And
Alright.
you do it at
I'll-
the same time.
I'll take
and he'll
the reins
distract
of
it
the
No,
out.
I need
horse.
to protect him, so.
And say farewell adieu to my old Spanish lady. Farewell adieu to my lady of
So
Dare
you
you
see
say
it,
that, Seville?
it finishes the
Yeah.
horse piece, and it's like whipping off the reins and the other
All right.
parts of the
As he's I'm
wagon
holding
still
my
attached,
action because I'm firing as soon as he jumps. Yeah.
and it's
Yep.
it's about to take off again. It's finished the horse.
Okay.
It's not taking off because I'm jumping off of the
Yeah.
horse.
Okay, go.
All right.
All right. So roll for an attack.
And I'm firing right.
Am I rolling for the athleticism right now, or am I rolling for the attack?
Well, you want to jump? Okay.
You wanna
yeah.
grapple,
Let's
right?
do.
Jumping off
Let's,
of my horse.
let's since you're gonna do it this way, let's roll an acrobatics check as you're racing out there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and stop him.
It's
You're just gonna
too late
interrupt
now. I
me.
mean, it's,
I'm
No,
he's
it's
on
too
it
late.
now.
He's gone.
And I'm running after him.
I'm firing a
Because
shot
I want
to
you to
cover
do-
him.
I
Thank
want you
God
to
he
do
did
that because I'm going to
Oh,
shoot
shit.
it as you run by it.
Just fire. Just
How much
19.
stronger do you think you are than a
19.
horse?
So
fire and run.
you ride out there.
Yeah,
You jump
it's
up
not.
first on your feet, so your feet in a crouch on
Oh
its
my
back,
gosh.
and then you leap off. Just and what do you want to do?
I'm gonna grab it around the neck and choke out the bird.
How big is this thing?
Oh, it's massive. It's like jumping on not a full-size dragon, but it's huge.
Like a young dragon, like a giant eagle type.
Yeah,
Gandalf,
like a giant eagle size, maybe a little bit bigger. Not as meaty, but a little bit bigger.
I'm on its back.
All right. Let's roll to grapple. So roll a strength check.
I'll try and throw a javelin at it.
I have the stats
So
up
the
thinking
jump
you guys
was
would never
successful.
attack this thing, but
The jump was successful, right?
the jump was big time successful.
I hope it's not what I think it is, but it is.
Is it a manticore?
No,
I think it's a manticore.
no.
This forge beyond us.
Yeah.
Strength is a 15.
A 15.
I mean, I can't metagame. I think it's
It
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like it didn't feel you at first, as you're trying to get your arms around its neck, and realize really quickly, my arms are not long enough to go around the girth of this neck. And it just now realizes you're there, and it just shoves you. It just throws you right off.
But I told her to ride at the same time.
Now,
hold on.
everybody, I need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Did I get knocked
I got
off
a
the
4.
back?
You
I
did.
mean,
That's the 4-sided dice.
I don't want to be in the.
If you don't want to be out there, you don't have to roll initiative.
All right,
I
I'm
will-
on his
I'll-
horse and he
I'll
took
try
off.
and-
So
I'll do something
hold on.
for
That's-
sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
the
we gotta go
4-sided dice,
save.
right?
We have to
We gotta save
attempt.
Willard now.
As much as we
On your
can.
thing, you have an initiative
Come
bonus
on,
on
you
there.
bloody,
Yeah.
It's your dex bonus,
bloody,
basically.
bloody. Oh man.
Yes, but the 4-sided dice is the initiative, right?
No, 20. It's 20.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Come on, you've done this a million
I'm
times.
learning.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
learning.
Alright,
So
15.
14 plus 4, which
Oh,
is
wait,
18.
hold on. Roll your numbers and hold on to them. Anazora, are you going out there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have to.
You don't have to fight to the death always. Just to let 'em know.
No, but I'm doing
We
something.
gotta, we gotta have a rescue.
I'm gonna
mission
try
here.
and distract this thing.
All right. For those engaging, 20 to 25. Oh man. 15, 20.
15.
18.
18.
For Samson! My dead horse.
Willard.
What?
10 to 15.
13.
10.
What are my
Who's hungry for some
abilities?
chicken?
Oh yeah, this big
With
chicken.
hot sauce.
With hot sauce.
So, well,
Oh,
as anything is
Nat
happening, I'm just
20.
gonna yell to
for
everyone.
the
Let's get a camera of the DMs die right now.
I'm gonna scream to. Oh, what?
Is it really
Is that a
funny?
20?
We have Maddie.
Is it really?
I don't even need to look, I know he's alive.
It's a nat 20.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well,
Run.
It's about
Run!
the one. It's about
I'm
the
gonna
one
scream
thing that
to
you guys didn't want to
everybody.
Yeah.
Run, run, run.
happen. Well, unfortunately, before you run, it's its turn. It's going to take its turn.
Oh God.
And
Weird.
it's going.
He killed Samson. I can't allow it. I won't have it.
It's going
He's
to
gotta
do-
go.
It's first going to step out with its beak and just try to snatch you.
oh shit.
What is your AC?
I hope it's 20.
AC is 16.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Come on, we're in it now.
Don't let it hit
We'll
me.
win it. We're gonna be level 20 after we do this thing.
Yeah, no, it hits though. You're so lucky. I rolled a 1 on damage. But it has a +6, so that's 7 points of damage for you.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That's down to 3 hit points.
You're still up.
Yeah, I'm still up, and I'm here to take out this oversized chicken and avenge my boy Samson.
What happened exactly? How was it able to hurt him so much? What did it
Oh.
do?
It's very
Just
large.
peck at him.
Natural 1 for its second attack, by the way. It gets 2 attacks.
Oh,
You would have been
could've
dead.
died.
Though. You would have been dead.
Like actually died.
Yeah.
No,
Forever
I would have been.
permadeath.
I would have been on the ground, and you guys would have helped me up.
No,
No,
you
no,
could
you-
have perma died.
You
Willard
guys,
will never perma die.
You could have.
He's invincible. He's
Still
next
probably
to-
would have warned you guys that you don't really have a healer right now.
Why can't I just shoot it with my
It's,
bow?
Well,
it's
it's
not
not
your
your
turn.
turn yet.
It's not your turn.
Hold on.
Okay, because it missed that, I'm gonna say it.
Is he still on the thing?
No, he got thrown off.
Okay.
As it tries to use its talon to strike you, it actually is trying to twist around to get back at you. It actually slips in the mud, and it's now prone for a moment.
Just like,
Run.
in this weird, I told you.
He's on the ground
Is
prone.
that a set?
Yeah, run.
It's
Now's
your
the time
turn.
to take him out. He's full. He's all feathers. He's just a big chicken. You can take him out.
Told you.
I
Fiag
believe
men. Fiag men.
We
What?
can't.
Bad
So,
ground.
wait, what are you doing?
Bad
I'm
ground.
shooting it with my bow. I've been waiting.
Okay, alright.
Hell yeah, you are.
It's a 3.
No, you felt, you felt
Wait,
so,
don't I get a plus something?
it doesn't
Damn.
matter. You felt
Super
so
lucky.
Oh,
driven in
shit.
this
You
moment.
really don't like
But
to see
when,
that,
when
do
you
you?
when you saw Willard
Oh,
jump
we're
on
on
its
TPK
back and you
and,
saw the scale of this thing,
Oh, we're running.
your courage just drains away, and you realize what, and you fire, but it just goes off at a crazy angle.
Okay. Plan B. We get
Willard?
the hell out of here.
You're up. Denizora, you're on deck.
Can we, once
Oh,
you start
get
a
on my
fight,
horse.
is it too late to
Get on
get
my
out of
horse.
it?
No.
Willard.
Oh, you still have movement if
Okay.
you want.
I run to Willard. And I say,
But
what?
because you're I mean you have been playing for months, but just remember that if you're going to run into its melee range, you won't be able to leave that melee range without suffering an opportunity attack.
What's an opportunity?
It'll get a free attack against you.
So you don't really.
He's laying down though.
No.
He's prone.
It is prone, so it doesn't
I'm
get an
doing
opportunity. It
this
doesn't get a
regardless.
reaction.
I'm
But
doing this regardless. I'm going to go get him because I know how thick-headed he is, and it's time for me to
okay,
persuade him to
all right.
give up
So
on
you
this
run
thing.
out. You run out to Willard.
Willard, this thing's too big.
He's on the ground, and he took
No,
out
and I
Samson,
smack him in the face.
and I want him dead.
No, I smack him in the face, and I say, Willard, there's some battles you just can't win. This is one of them.
Okay, this is really short. You have 6 seconds.
Get
You
on my
have
fucking horse or
you
die.
have half of your speed left. Are you going to?
I try to drag him with me.
Oh shit.
No, you've already done your action. You went to attack, so I'll let you say that to him.
So
But basically, you can run out there and run back. He's up next.
Get us to
So
your horse. Just forget the fight. Get us to the horse and let's get out of here. Let's get back to the others now.
it's your turn. However,
Please.
you're out there.
Do it for Tabitha. For Tabitha.
No, Samson, no!
What are you gonna do? Come on.
Get on the horse! horseman!
I'm gonna make a break for it. I'm gonna.
Come on, get on that horse,
I'm gonna run
brother!
and grit on the horse.
And then grab
Hop
me.
on it.
Grab me,
leaving
'cause I'm here
Ever
with
set
you.
behind.
She can jump on if she can, hold on, but she's.
Well, it's his
pretty
action. So
Yeah, it's his
your
action.
horse is nearby. You're actually not there yet.
No, I'm on the back.
he's
of the
on the
horse.
back of it. I
He
jumped.
Oh, he
took
was on the.
off.
Oh, you were on his
I was
horse.
on his horse and he just
Oh my
took
gosh.
off.
Okay.
So I'm next to him.
Okay. But you have an action.
No wonder you were
So
singing
you're jumping.
the ballad.
You're jumping
Yeah.
on the horse. You gonna
It's
do
like
anything with her?
Going down with the
Grab
ship.
her,
Yeah.
hop on the back
This
of the
is
horse.
Jaws.
All right, do a strength check.
And our boat's sinking.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice catch.
No, what happened?
Oh,
Or
really?
your
Well-
boat sweaty and you slipped? What
Do I
happened?
give him any
It's a nat
advantage?
one.
Oh.
What happened?
Yeah, I'll let you have advantage because he is right there helping, so you get advantage. Roll one more time. Only because he's actually pulling you up at the same time you're reaching for her. This is for all the marbles.
It's an 8. And it's a strength check to get her on the thing?
Yeah.
Get her on?
Yeah, I jumped on. I'm trying to help her on the back of it as well. It's
Oh.
an
He's
11.
jumping and pulling her along at the same time.
Okay, okay.
Do you have any advantage or any?
It's an 11.
Oh, 11. Okay. Because she's an elf and she's slight, the DC was 10. So as you're jumping and he's got you, he's pulling you on. You're getting yanked up, like you're barely on there.
Got like
you
a
basically,
foot. I'm like,
you basically have an arm around, and he's holding on to. He didn't have enough to get you fully mounted.
And I'm dragging and bouncing
And
and but I don't care because I'm getting away from
You
this
can
thing.
move about on the horse about 15 feet. So you can go. Where would you like to go?
Towards the
Back to the woods.
back to the cover.
We'll just lead you a little bit back to the woods. Yes. Okay, great. So yeah, you guys turn. And
I mean, at his head.
okay.
So I'm still
Yeah, but it's not your turn yet. So
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
along for the ride. You helped him because you were there. And Azora, what would you
Okay,
like to
so
do?
we have him.
So the
all
three of them are
one
on this horse,
I'm just on the horse yet.
And the thing
heading
is,
right, and they're right back into the edge of the copse there.
Okay.
And you're on the horse, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
she's mounted as well.
I'm gonna go like so. If they're coming in this way,
Uh huh.
I'm gonna just exit the cover, like on the other side, and just kind of like make some noise, and then get back.
Like
in.
on the so if this is the copse and they're
Yeah.
entering here, you're coming out like here.
Yep.
Okay.
And like make some noise, and then come back in
To try
the
to
cover
distract
to
it.
try
Okay.
and like distract it a little bit.
Okay.
That's so brave.
Seville, your turn.
Well, I'm driving this horse, so I'm
Okay.
riding it.
All right. So you just want to continue moving into the copse
Oh, yeah.
deeper.
Full on.
Okay.
Full on.
Okay. There it is. Okay.
I think it's not happy with us.
It's now its turn. You don't know what this thing is called yet.
Is there ever a chance it would have been
Um,
friendly?
Well, how so
I
we
don't
got
think
the
so. If you don't
horse's
think so,
movement.
I don't think so.
Okay. So it's tracking you. It's about ready to try to come into the copse after you guys, and then it sees you. And in that moment, it starts making its way, walking on its swing, trying to get there. And you turn and go back into the forest. It's going to turn and pursue you, trying to get in. But again, this is a very large animal, and the copse are extremely dense. So it's trying to get in there, but it's basically just can't quite reach in there. Its beak is jutting out, trying to get after you as you're making your way carefully with the horse and over fallen trees and navigating through this tightly packed area. But it can't get to you. All right, Edoset, you're barely hanging on this horse, getting scratched as they're trying to hide their way into the forest. What are you doing?
We need to get out of here. Okay, up there like this and get up on her horse again so we can just
All
fly
right, you just
horseback.
drop off the horse and you run, cut through, and then you call that out, and she reaches back and you just jump up there. Do an athletic or an acrobatics check. You can do it at advantage
10
if you want to help her.
Plus 17.
Yeah, so she catches you. You jump pretty well, and she's got you mid-flight, and you just get right on there.
Yeah!
And you guys look back, and you can see it's given up, and it just takes up off into the sky. You see its shadow pass over you again. And it's up there. Not quite sure.
Jesus
where,
Christ, that's the ugliest chicken I've ever seen.
Jordan was right.
And I'm badly hurt right now. It's not good, guys. It's really not good.
I have
Yeah.
So
What do
I'm
I
just
have?
gonna.
do a perception check, because you're going to be tracking this bird.
Oh.
10.
Yeah,
If we
It's hard
rest
to-
here for a moment, then I can heal you.
it's hard to tell from this angle, but you kind of see the dark patch moving. It looks like it's moving straight this time,
Just
just
looks
straight
like
off,
it's going away.
from
Okay.
what you can tell.
we have to get him help. I think we need to get back to the nearest village, or back to Navir, or to whatever the nearest village is.
I don't know if I can make it. I can barely sit up straight on this horse. I'm in bad shape.
But it's gone now, so I can heal you soon.
Ah.
And I'm just gonna start meditating.
We need to get somewhere and rest. If we're gonna rest here, you need to go into reverie.
If I'm going to heal him.
Then we need to stay right here.
Are we safe in these woods? I mean, I know that thing can't get us, but now who knows what's in here? I mean,
You're a crazy motherfucker.
We should have gone.
he
to
took out
Jordan.
Samson.
We should have gone to.
What was I supposed to do? I mean, he killed my horse.
You gotta watch your impulses.
You're going to let
'Cause
it
he's
kill
gonna
you
kill
too.
you, and if you die, then your life isn't worth anything.
He killed Samson.
We're gonna lay him down, pull him off the horse,
Okay.
and just
Ah.
lay him flat. And
Ah.
I'm gonna tend him with a med kit.
Okay.
Just a health kit there, and just to see if we can just stabilize him and rest.
So mark a use off of
Yeah.
your medkit, which hopefully you have.
Yeah, just so he doesn't continue to bleed out.
And I'm gonna search in the underbrush to see if I can find any herbs for poultice. You know, any of the softer leaves, things like that, using all of my nature skills.
Some king's thistle, whatever.
King's thistle, milk thistle, comfrey, and
it's a
willow
weed.
bark if I can find some. We have time. So I just start really looking through carefully to see anything I can find, anything that even remotely either smells or
All right,
feels.
you do a nature check, and what would you like to do?
I got a 14
Try to
plus
get
a 4. I got an
A little
18.
bit more meditation in.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I can heal.
Did you hear that, GM?
Yes,
got
yes, I heard you.
I got a roll that works.
18. That's a good roll. However, you're not familiar again with this place, and everything. Even as you're searching, you see these insects, these black insects with these almost like tiger stripes, red tiger stripes on their back, and they're quite large, almost 3 inches
Ow!
long, 10 legs.
Did they bite?
No, you saw it. You didn't touch it.
Okay.
You've been just watching, just
But no,
realizing that this is a
it's
very
so hurting.
foreign land. You find a green plant. You're drawn to the color because it is the same color of a lot of plants that you know back on your land. That it looks beautiful. It has like an 8-leaf structure, and they kind of come to these soft little points with these almost hairs that come off the side. So it has that fuzzy sort of texture, and it has these little white flowers that come off of it, and it has a very clear, clean, almost sweet, like a blossom kind of smell to it.
I think this reminds me of the artichoke cordyceps and also the milk flower, and it just seems as if it might help something.
Okay.
So I take it, and it's almost like almost what I think in the land of men they call the dandelion, almost with making a wish sort of thing. And I take it, and first I set it gently on the brush, and
The moment your fingers touch it, you just feel a sizzle, and you pull it away, and you see that you still have this residue on your fingertips that is just bubbling and burning, and you take 2 points of damage of acid
That's
damage.
rude of that plant.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
What did you touch? What did you touch?
I thought it looked like milk flour. Or milk thistle and artichoke flour, but it stings.
Stick your hands in the dirt. Stick it in the dirt.
And it cools the moment you do that. And you can feel the sizzling has stopped. It's not eating away anymore.
I hate this place.
I really wanted to come out of meditation to do something about that, but I know that I need to keep meditating if I want to be able to do anything about
I'm
it.
just laying in this bed of leaves, kind of like that, looking up at the canopy of trees and just.
Okay, are you guys going to take a short rest here?
Yeah.
I know you're going for a long rest right now, but
Well,
need to get you a Red Bull
yeah,
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm awake, I promise.
Yeah, I just want to. So as she's resting, so we need to look after her and him. But I just want to make sure. I want to check the trees. I want to check the ground and make sure there's no holes around.
Okay, do an investigation check.
Make sure there's nothing that could creep up on them. I'm smelling 17. That's an 18.
Wow, all right.
Plus 4, 22.
Nice. Yeah, so again, you are not that skilled, you know, and this you had a little bit of training, but you don't know this area, you've not been in this area before. But from what you can tell, you don't see any obvious signs of any creatures. There's nothing. The ground looks solid. You see several of the plants that burned her, so you stay away from those. Everything else looks like you're fine. You look up in the sky, you don't see any more of the bird.
Nothing in the just the
The
boughs of
canopy,
the
the-
trees. I just want to make
nothing-
sure nothing's
nothing here
crawling,
right now.
dropping down on them.
There are a lot of things crawling around, like the bugs that she
Right,
saw.
right.
You saw several more of those. They don't seem to be hostile.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So I'm just gonna stay on sentry and just watch the edges of the copse, looking over,
Okay.
and just watching over the two of them.
Okay. So let's say you guys have taken at least a short rest for an hour. So if you want to roll some hit dice to recover, you'll need another. Well, I guess we can use your medical application from before.
Mm-hmm.
That first hour goes by, no problem.
Yeah. No, you should.
Did you convey to them that you're
so
trying to
character
get
sheet.
a long rest, so that you?
So
Okay.
I can heal him.
Yeah. So if you go to short rest.
No, what,
You can do the
am I
same.
rolling?
You
I
hit
see,
short
1d8.
rest
Yeah. So
Okay.
1d8
on your
plus
thing.
2.
Confirm it.
and
You
you'll
it'll
just take
ask you
one of
about
your hit dice.
dice, so you can if you want to try to
So just-
replace
that's
the
a
hit
D10,
points
so roll
that you
the
lost.
diamond shape.
So reset maximum
That one.
HP
Yeah.
changes.
No, short
Do
rest,
that,
not a long
just do
rest.
plus
I
2,
take
and
short
hopefully
rest. It
you.
still gives you an option.
Well, no,
Reset.
that's not. Yeah,
Let's
So
see
I
if
just
the
hit
bandages work.
Ranger, and I hit click that.
you should see.
Hit die 1d10 plus 2
Yeah.
plus total 1.
Plus 2.
What's that mean?
So you get
Six, you got the
to
nine. I mean,
every short
bandages
rest.
work.
You can roll some dice to see if you can recover
Okay,
hit
so I'm
points
back
if
up.
you're not doing anything.
Yeah, so just click
So do I get to
that.
roll right
Wait,
Yeah,
so
what's
what's
a
the
1d what?
That's a full long
1d10.
rest. You don't
Okay.
recover
So
them
10
yet,
di- and
The-
but
10
you're using a
sided?
hit
The 10
dice.
sided or the
Click
ones that either-
These, yeah.
Yep.
1d10.
And then just
plus
confirm
2.
Oh.
that.
I got a 90
Yeah, and then confirm it.
plus
Oh well,
2.
9.
And
Yeah,
then just add.
you only need. You
correct
only lost
that.
2, right?
It's a
Both
6
up to
then.
9.
It's
Yeah.
a 6.
That's fine. You're only
Plus
missing
2.
2 hit points, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I got
got
an 8.
Yeah.
So
and
you
you're
just
almost-
restore
you're
your.
almost good.
Did you mark off your? Actually, here. Let me start. Let me pull you
Are
up.
you back at?
I'm
Sure,
I'm
I
still
Okay,
missing
yeah. So
one
you
hit
took
point.
off your 2
Oh,
hit
but
points.
you're
Good job.
basically okay.
9 of 10.
So now
So
you.
I'm back to total.
Okay.
Yeah, now you get
I've
back.
seen
You're back.
better
But
to-
I would
days,
still stay in there.
So how are you doing?
9
I
of
thought
10.
everyone's okay.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And we can keep going forward.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
Feeling a little better now. Yeah.
So it's been an hour. You have not seen the bird return.
It's feeling better than I'm gonna come out of my
Okay.
state and let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Okay. Heading back to, I assume, the tracks, so you can find your friend.
So we got
Yeah.
about 200 feet?
Shit.
Well,
Let's
you're
go.
still in the copse.
Right, but we have
So-
200 feet to the next
Yeah,
one.
to the
following
one,
it.
to the direction it was going.
My meditation has brought
Okay.
me back to it.
Better
my
let me
orange.
take the reins there.
Take it on.
Follow.
Just let's not drive it into a
Meditation is
whatever
so
that
Yeah.
was.
I'll
Back
learn
to
my lesson
autonomous
this
every
time.
Alright.
time.
No.
Let's do it. Let's just go
Autumnal?
full speed.
State.
Yes. a tumble
So I'm
stick.
jumping on the
Careful,
back.
careful.
Willard is
Okay, so you
Great,
two are on
you
a
get
horse.
my
and we're just
Okay.
ready. Go.
You ladies ready to roll?
I'm ready.
All right.
Good.
So
Let's
you
go.
guys just burst out of the woods.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you make it across the ground, no problem, into the next copse, and you are there. Now, was anybody watching the ground as you were going to see if you were still
Yes,
following the
that was
tracks?
the plan.
Yeah.
Both of us in the back, both of us
You
in the
just
back
took
were
off.
tracking the whole time.
Okay, so
That
you're
was set. What do your elf eyes see?
I see a floral pumpkin tree. No, I
Pumpkin tree. This is a strange land.
What do I do? Do I roll perception?
Yes, yes. Do a perception check.
I got. Oh wait, that's a D10.
Jeffin.
So, right. I see.
23.
5.
23.
You got 23? You got a 5?
I got a 5.
Damn.
You're just all you're doing is looking out for that
I
stupid
just
plant.
thought-
You're
I
like,
know,
where the,
just
where the
I
fuck
don't
is
wanna
that
touch
plant?
that second
Yeah.
splinter, and I'm trying to see
You're
if
not
there's-
looking at anything
it
else.
still hurts.
You, luckily, well, where you entered the copse, you look around. There's no sign of anything. Are you on the horse still?
Yeah, so
We're back
he's
here.
going and I'm watching the tracks and seeing what happens.
Okay, so well, you don't see any tracks where you're at because you guys were just barreling through
Okay.
across.
True.
But if you make your way back to the edge, which you just went inside and kind of stopped,
Yeah, I'm just jumping
Um,
down to
you can see not too far away from the edge.
Yeah.
You can see the wagon tracks are going around this copse.
All right, I'm going. Let's follow.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
So, are you guys gonna move at a fast pace?
Yes.
Are you
We're
gonna
just-
try
we're
to
gonna
watch it this time?
keep
We're
Watching
gonna
the
we're gonna
tracks.
watch the trail, but in just sky. We're not gonna overlook stuff. So we're just
Okay. Why don't you
Yeah.
do a survival check and you can relay that to the others
Okay.
as you track it.
That is a 15, 16.
Okay. It's easy to track the wagon prints, even when you lose them for a little bit. You can see the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And you do this for about a good 30 minutes. And underneath a kind of a new rough road starts to form. And you see that you've come to, you're on it about 5 minutes and you come to a Y junction. And the dirt here now is really packed
Mm.
and the tracks are gone.
Like,
It's just there are two
there's too much.
directions.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
no
no, it's
tracks
like
in either one.
This is a slightly better maintained road
And no
Alright.
tracks. In either direction.
because the ground now is like a packed road, so the dirt's really soft. I mean, you can
Like
look.
you and I
and
can
see
go
if you
one
can
way,
find-
and we can send the ladies the other way.
Okay,
What
I'm
do you-
gonna do
We're
a
not
I'm
going
gonna
to
We
do
gotta
that.
stick together.
We
What?
gotta stick together.
Gotta stick together.
I
look
trust you.
very, very close.
I'm
Even if this is a lot
going
longer than me,
to-
I'm
I'm
a
following
ranger,
your lead.
so I really want to.
And the land is still has not changed. You still
Right.
have these pockets of trees
All right.
and kind of this open land between. Some hills off in the distance. What'd you get?
A 5.
Yeah, so like I said, you get off and you're like, oh, I can find it. And you look and it's just, the dirt is so hard packed here
So,
that you can't.
and
Can't
just as
discern.
far as the eyes can see, nothing discerning to go what direction you should.
No, nothing. Well, do another perception check for me. And anybody else investigating, looking around?
I'll investigate.
Let me take a look here.
Then I'll
21.
get off my
Let's
horse.
see what we got
Okay.
going on.
Yeah, I mean, you can see down both roads, and they look fairly identical. You see trees.
Okay.
You can see that it's going to disappear. The one to the left, it's going to disappear to the right. Starts to curve down,
Yeah.
maybe like 300-400 feet down.
Okay.
You kind of lose sight of it. The other one also curves to the right and goes down behind. Looks like a huge copse of trees. And sorry, what'd you get?
5.
5. Yeah. You're like, yep. I can't see anything. in
Which
this
I
one?
place.
don't have
Which-
any idea
which-
what's going on here.
Direction, which road has more coverage?
The one to the right.
All right, we're going right.
And what did you get?
4.
4. Yeah. You're like, I got nothing.
But I didn't even bother to get off my horse.
Yeah.
I was-
You're just looking here over the side of your horse.
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
All right, right.
Go to the right.
Yeah. we're
Okay.
going right.
Does the copse count as a forest? Or woods count as a forest?
It's a good question. I mean, they are like mini
Because
forests.
technically, shouldn't I be? That's my favorite
Advantage?
terrain.
Oh, that's your favorite terrain.
So I should be rolling an advantage on all this, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean,
few,
I guess I'll allow that. I mean,
but
they're.
I know a little
I mean,
bit.
I guess as
It's
it
different.
gets denser,
It's-
yeah, I guess so.
However,
It's good.
to give you a little pushback on that,
You're such a hard ass.
I'm gonna say you don't have it yet because you're too unfamiliar with this. Your favorite
So
terrain
it's all-
is a forest
Yeah.
in Faerun, and you're in Anacroli.
I know. It's
And
driving
as you're
me nuts.
learning your favorite terrain, you just walked up and plucked a plant that burned you with acid.
Yes.
So
You
I
don't
think you
need
have
to
to learn
remind
it,
me of it.
but keep it in mind.
It's like everything is backwards and upside down in this place.
Yes. Okay. So do you relay to the others that you go to the right?
Yeah. You okay with that?
Yes.
I don't know which way to go. So
I'll follow you
Everyone
lead.
has
I
more
mean,
cover.
All right.
you have the experience in these lands. I mean, I'll follow you wherever you go.
All right.
All right. So you guys take off.
Take us right. I've got hand crossbow out, and we're just watching.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I just want to get out of the open spaces and more to where something could possibly
Because you're
be.
on horseback, you have the flexibility to kind of use these copses as cover.
Yeah.
So you're skirting along one, you should cross the road, do another one, but
Yeah.
sticking close to the road as you go.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes later,
Hmm.
you see, you just realize that the air is getting a little misty. And you're now about middle of the day, probably 1, maybe 2 o'clock, you're not quite sure. It's way too early for it to be getting dark. But it's just this soft mist, almost like the air's getting a little bit thicker. It smells clear and clean, but it's just this mist, you're realizing you're riding into it.
Reminds me of home.
Visibility shrinking.
A little bit, not so bad yet. Just noticing that the air is starting to get a little misty.
Do you still think this is the right way?
It's away. Yeah.
Smells
I think
familiar.
anything we're seeing track wise.
Do an investigation check.
Both of us?
All right.
Can we both? Because we're both looking.
I think you can all, yeah, because you're all, or somebody can do it with
Ah.
advantage.
I got a 16.
Okay.
16 as well.
Okay. You're kind of checking as you're riding. There's still a lot of this road that's extremely dense. There are pockets that are a little bit wetter though, and in those pockets you definitely see wagon wheel trails. Whether same wagon, I don't know.
This
I
moist
say we
air.
keep going.
Yes, indeed. This moist air feels safe. I
Okay.
don't know if it's
Alright.
just because it reminds me of home, but
I'm
I like it.
gonna jump off the horse, and I'm just gonna have my hand on the side of the horse, you know, near Willard's leg there, and I'm just gonna walk alongside with my hand crossbow, just to start sweeping from the side, just in case,
Okay.
as we walk.
Just
I-
a little.
Just
So
Just a
now we're
little
gonna
Han
walk
Solo.
instead of ride in between the copses.
Is it what?
We were riding in between copses. Now we're gonna walk because we don't want to leave you.
no. I mean, we're not going at a feverish pace.
Or just
But I can jog and walk right. I just want to keep the speed of the horse. I can move with it and
Okay.
run if I need to.
Okay.
But I just want to be off it and just search.
what's the technical
Yeah.
term for?
Clopping.
Speed.
That's clopping.
Clopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
A little,
clopping.
little
We're clopping along.
trot. We're clopping.
All right.
Yeah,
So about
clopping.
So about 10 minutes later, you sort of have the realization that this is just getting denser and denser.
Mhm.
And the sunlight now you look up is just this hazy kind of blob through this dense, it's starting to get denser and denser. And it's a fog that's just shrouding this area. And you think you see something down the road. There's some kind of structure or hill, you're not quite sure.
Hmm.
Something's ahead.
Will we lose total visibility if we go through this?
You're not sure. It's definitely dense, but you don't think, I mean, from where you're standing right now, it doesn't look like you'll lose 100%, but it's definitely getting denser.
I say we go through it.
All right, so
There's only one way through.
yeah, so I'm still holding right onto his boot so he knows I'm there, and I'm covering the right side.
Okay.
Stay behind me. I'll get my horse up in the front. Are you still on it?
Yes, and before I was back to back with her, watching behind us, but this time I turn around because I know they're behind me, and I'm behind her, but I have my bow drawn, and I'm looking ahead. In case.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna yell, Mia with Fane, which means cover left if I'm covering right, Elvish, to these two.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't speak that. What the hell are you saying?
I just said for them to watch the left as I watch the right, and you guys can watch.
Oh, why don't you just say that then? Jesus Christ!
Because I like speaking Elvish.
It's quite fun. Maybe you should try it sometime.
Your accent's decent,
Agreed.
but
I am Elvish.
oh, well, from which part? What kind of elf are you?
I'm just gonna keep going.
What
Okay.
kind of elf are you?
He's not answering you. He's just,
Are you a moon elf?
and you just
He's
see
not
him,
an
you just see
Atlantean.
him moving forward, ignoring you with his crossbow out, scanning.
So yeah, so I'm just keeping.
And she
keeping
just
right.
blushes a little bit, and
It's
just
about a minute later, this dark shape that you saw in the distance, you're now close to it's a hill.
Mm.
It's a kind of a strange rocky outcropping. But now that you're here, you see beyond. There are loose trees. You can just now, the fog's getting really thick, and through these, you're sure you see a building, maybe two, ahead.
I think we're getting near. I think we're getting near where those mercenaries. I think this must be their village.
It's either shelter or this
Let's
is where they're being
resolve.
held right here.
Yes, I think so. Absolutely. There's no way this has something to do with the main city. This is where Amal and her henchmen are. I'm sure of it.
I say we post up outside and keep a watch, do some reconnaissance before we figure out what we're doing
I
here.
agree with you.
That sounds
Willard,
good.
I think you're smartening up a little bit.
Well, I learned my lesson
Yeah.
back there with that big chicken.
Well, it was worth
Not
it. Then.
bad.
All right, all right.
All right.
So
So what are you guys doing?
let's have some fun. Let's do some scouting
Yes.
and see if we can get up to a window. Watch the perimeter. This
Yes.
place doesn't look entirely
This is the
stable.
his portrait. Yes. This is literally his portrait.
Yeah,
where
right.
It's just like.
It's the welcome
That's
back
what we're
screen.
gonna do.
It's a welcome back screen. Yeah.
I wish we had your emote available. People
Oh,
could be
yes.
spamming.
So,
So
let's
Head
at
up
each
to the building.
spread 50 paces each of us. Okay, and call. Remember, we're a team. We should communicate. Communication's everything. If you see anything at all, tell the others.
Right. If you see anything, give the code word.
What's the code word?
Cacaw.
I knew
Huh?
it.
Good
Oh,
job.
yeah.
I knew it.
There we go.
From
That's
now
it.
on,
That's the
That's it.
one.
Willard,
All right,
you'll
keep your
always
pacing.
remember that chick.
Keep your spacing. And keep alert. Anybody gets in trouble?
You'll always have chicken.
All right.
Cacaw.
All right.
Let's start starting out. How many structures do we see?
You think you see about two from this distance.
Okay.
As you all spread out and move closer,
Caw! No, I was just practicing.
Oh, all right. All right.
That worried
Okay.
me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
How
just
are your fingers?
so surprised he's elfish. I never would have guessed
Me
it.
too.
That's the hard name.
you guys are basically kind of screaming that over
Bless
because you're
you.
50 paces apart. I never guessed he's elvish.
Me neither. He
His
doesn't
ears
look
are so
like
small.
one.
Distancing,
It is almost
distancing,
rounded.
distancing. We're going this way, we're going this way.
Of all the things!
You can now clearly see a two-story house. Looks like a stone house. But as you've been advancing, the light has just been ebbing away. And now, as you get close to these houses, it's almost nighttime. It's dark. there's something strange. You look at the ground, and this has been a slow progression, but it's kind of happened without you realizing. The ground looks like it's a dark ash colored now.
Can I use my divine sense
Mm-hmm.
to try and detect
Atta girl.
good and evil? I'm gonna get. How far do I think I am from this weird house?
For now, you're probably about 20 feet.
Oh, great. Okay, so it'll be within range.
Yeah, no, I think you got 60 feet on that.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
Okay. Go ahead. And what does divine sense for you look like?
Oh. Okay, well, I'm usually autumnal, so I feel like it's some kind of like flurry of like leaves.
Okay. I love that.
And like the leaves will like fly up like this, and then depending on like if I detect good or evil, if I detect evil, then they'll like turn black and like fall to the ground.
It's like in Ready Player One when they
That's,
finally get
guys,
to the key.
somebody needs to animate that for us,
Yeah,
please.
yes.
And if I don't, then they're just beautiful autumnal leaves that just float.
And birds chirp too, like in
Yeah.
the old like Disney's like
Yeah.
in Bambi.
This one's a built-in
So-
emoji.
I know. So you close your eyes and you feel, with your presence, stretch out, seeking the wonderful or the evil that's out there. And as your presence passes over that house, there's nothing. It's empty. And there's something over there as well, also empty. But as it goes a little bit further, you feel something, and the leaves react, and there's a blackening of half of each leaf, and a brightening of the other half of each leaf, as these swirl around, one side of the leaf looking more beautiful, the other half wilting and turning to ash.
What do you see?
You feel a very strong, neutral presence.
It's them. It's the evil people and our people.
It feels like one entity.
Well, hold on a second. How can you tell all that from these damn leaves? I mean, they're just flying around all
You
over
guys-
the place.
Are you screaming that across?
I'm going flat.
Okay.
As
You look
they-
over.
As they're yelling
Seville,
at
and
each
he's
other.
Seville's gone. He said, "You don't even see him in this." He's just. He just goes, Sonia. And let's just bring out a little bit of terrain to help paint this picture. Stand by.
Toys.
I love a toy.
They're not toys.
I mean, tools of the craft,
Oh, right.
of course.
Right. Professional gear.
Necessary implementations.
Right. We only use them because it's important.
It's just better for the
For other-
viewership.
Right. It's
They're-
just a visual aid, really.
Yes.
It's just nothing. Like a doctor's visit, sort of like just touching them,
Yeah.
but feeling nothing inside.
Mm-hmm.
No joy.
Right.
Sounds like a germ trap.
No personal pleasure or gain in any of the interaction with it. Just really dry,
Yeah.
very dry and selfless, really.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Selfless, really. So
Yeah,
good
it's
of
really-
him.
it's, just clinical.
Sterile, clinical.
It's
That's
a
the word I was
clinical,
looking
that's the word I was
for.
thinking.
That's I was trying to. I
It's
was
a
like,
clinical use
I know
of
there's a word.
Sterile and clinical.
They're terrible words, honestly.
Really awful. That's
Don't
not
touch
nice.
me. I'm sterile. SpongeBob.
Well, that depends. If you're anal, then sterile is
It's
like
great.
Sweet.
Anal, sterile, clinical.
Wait. I'm gonna say 5 words and you have to put them in a
Very
sentence.
well
Anal, sterile, clinical, jeans, and
And
tube. Go.
My head goes to like a not nice place, like a not safe
Those
place for
aren't nice
scream.
words,
Yeah,
so
like-
it makes sense.
That was
Well, I
probably
was thinking like
Oh, shizzle my nizzle.
I was wearing a very fair jeans,
Bigger
but
studio, guys.
Oh boy. Yeah.
my butt was really hurting from it.
Hold on, we need to stay on target. Stay on
I had to
target.
say. But it was fine because it was very sterile. And
Oh.
That's good.
It's lucky you're tall.
So then
brother.
you
Oh.
put in a tube and
So-
it felt much
So
better.
beautiful.
In the
Not
dark,
much
this
more
looks so much
clinical.
cooler.
essentially.
Imagine the
A
dark.
clinical tube.
Okay. Matt, let us know if we frame that.
Yeah, make sure you frame that sucker.
Oh,
That's
so
like
beautiful.
that's like placing a cake
Oh
down.
my goodness, I'm feeling totally neutral about all this beautiful rock stuff.
I know my niece told me
No
it's
pleasure
neutral,
or joy
but
at all.
I feel
in
very
any of the baby
afraid
trees.
of this house.
Did we have a wider
It looks
lens
witchy
last
to
time?
me.
I think it's the camera can like zoom
Look at
out.
the
of
little
it.
glowing
Yeah, I
light.
can,
Doesn't it
but-
look like a witch would live in there?
Yeah, it's so
Think we
cute.
wanna go.
Scary.
It needs like a little train station going around that goes.
Those Christmas
It's not cute, it's terrifying.
Oh.
Okay. I
There's
think.
a Stonehenge thing.
Okay, there we go. We're good.
Stonehenge thing.
Stonehenge.
Do you see it?
So
So you guys, this was the original rock that you guys came to.
Drapes in the window.
Seriously, we go.
Okay, let's
no,
I want to touch it.
I can't. I'm
Can I
so-
touch it?
No, I get that way
It's
too.
so it's
I'm
so
touching it.
annoying. I
Touching
keep,
it.
It's not my mouth.
Alright,
so
actually,
soft.
Enzo, we're gonna sit
Okay, so I felt the thing.
about there.
I felt nothing over here and nothing over
Set
here. And
it
where
over
did I
there.
feel something?
And so you're in the middle, prone right now.
That's right.
So you felt something
In the middle.
in there. And again, this is bright because we have lights on, but imagine this all extremely dim. You're almost
fog machine.
just managed to spot these soft flickering lamps on these posts out there. And Willard, you can see over here the remains of a third house that has crumbled.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
place
try
has seen
to-
better days, that's for sure.
Stealthily get to a position where I can see the center area.
Okay. So
Like stealthily
roll a
start
stealth check for me
moving.
first.
And what's the ground is like ashy kind of.
It looks like it's still the same short grass that you've had elsewhere,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
now
wait, do
this gray ash
Gray ash.
color.
Okay.
Do I have disadvantage because I'm wearing chainmail?
Oh yes, you do. That's right. I forgot you had.
That stinks to have disadvantage.
Actually,
It feels bad.
yeah,
Okay.
let's do it for now. But
Okay.
I think we had some discussions on that.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
we'll just do it at disadvantage for now.
7.
Okay.
Trying to
Yeah.
sneak in this way.
That's.
to,
Oh,
like,
I think
get a
that's.
better view.
Oh, that's
Or
right. I had you
here.
back. Wait, no, this
Or wait,
is you.
this is okay.
Yeah.
And
So-
to sneak like a little bit closer in.
Again, they're not painted to show the darkness of the moment. All right, so you make it. Should go up here. You do step on a lot of twigs and just drag your feet, and you're just
Oh, come on, man. it's
concentrating more on the power that you feel and not really where you were stepping.
Mm-hmm.
So you make a fair amount of
Can you
noise.
keep it down over there? Jesus.
But I mean, with all of the yelling out between, it almost doesn't matter.
Right.
Do I see anyone or hear anyone?
Do a perception check.
17.
17. You don't. You don't see anybody. You don't hear anything. This looks like, now that you're closer to these houses, you can see they're quite aged. This one, I think you can see, is there a window right there?
Mm-hmm.
Is it open or is it closed?
Closed.
Yeah, it's closed. But it looks, the wood looks old. You see a lot of spider webs over everything. This feels abandoned in a way,
I'd
and
like to
yet
wrap
there are
around and
flickering lights there.
I kind of want to investigate the ruins of this
Okay.
destroyed house here.
All right, you make your way over here. Do an investigation check.
Man, I hope they can see this crazy train. This is awesome.
Holy shit.
They can. It looks good. What'd you get?
Not good.
All your skill rolls tonight,
6.
guys.
I know.
This is,
6.
this is sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. 6, yeah. I mean, it's more a factor of that there's not much left to these ruins. You can see the walls have crumbled. The earth is starting to absorb the loose stone. It's overgrown with plants. There's not much. You don't find any remains. You don't find anything of value.
I'm gonna go knock on one of the doors. That one that I'm close to.
Okay. So make your way
Hello.
around here.
Wait, what are you doing? What?
This is. It ran out of doors, so that's a door.
Okay.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
Peter, we need more doors.
Okay, more doors, more doors.
Is anybody in there?
You knock.
Hello?
And it's just, you don't hear anything, and it's almost like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. There's something, your eyes dart to the flickering lamps, but these houses look abandoned. there's something. Doesn't seem right, but
Does
you don't hear
do
anything.
I feel anything weird from this stone?
With the remaining of your sense, you think it is centered on that.
On the stone?
On the
I'm
stone.
gonna start walking towards the stone.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm following her. I say,
Okay.
Anisora, don't go
I'm
alone.
sticking him
And
in my
I run up
ruins.
to her. I think I have 30 paces, right?
Crouch.
No, we're not in combat, so you
Okay,
can.
So I run up to be with her. I say, don't do it loud.
Seville, are you still on the ground?
No, I'm coming up and shadowing
Thank you for coming.
Willard because I know he can't see very well.
I'm in the ruins. Just.
Oh yeah, thank you
watching.
for the reminder. Yeah. So
So,
your perception and investigations are all at disadvantage because you're in dim light.
so I'm.
Isn't this place lit though? There's lanterns.
I go up to
Yeah.
the stone
Yeah, but
and
only
I put
20
my hand
feet
on
from
it.
there.
I go up to the stone and I put my hand on it and I want to feel it.
You touch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
With my burnt hand that already hurts.
Okay.
Hoping it will heal it.
All right. Why don't you do a perception check?
14.
So, as you go to put your hand on it, you have dark vision, so you can see, but it's all of a grayscale, and it seems this entire land is a grayscale. Everything except you notice the trees still retained the green and the leaves that you could discern in this low light. You see scratched into the stone this spiral pattern, which I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a spiral pattern
I do
scratched
see it.
into the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And you touch the rock, and it's not cold like it should be. It feels warm, and you almost feel a bite on your hand,
A bite, like a heat bite?
like
Almost
a
like a burn?
almost like a
Charge, like an electric
like
shock?
kind of like a charge. You gonna leave your hand there, or do you pull it away?
No, I
What happened?
this is some kind of totem, some sort of energy totem or something with this thing.
I mean, quite frankly, I wouldn't know what to do with that. I mean, if you want to go up and take a look at it, I understand, but
You can't even see it.
Can I try to investigate it?
isn't he
Or-
telling me what they're
Oh,
saying?
are you telling him what's up?
Yeah, I'm whispering that I'm right behind you. They're investigating some kind of stone structure. I'll be against the wall of this house, and I'm gonna make my way
Okay.
to the.
Right.
And what are you doing?
I wanna look at this swirl.
I'm gonna see if I can peek in.
Do an
If there's,
investigation check.
if there's any.
There's a window over on
Kind
this
of
side,
round.
Yep.
but it's boarded up as well.
I'm just
But it's
gonna.
kind of an
But,
18.
I mean, the shutters are
Oh.
basically closed.
I'd say
Okay.
18
You want to do
spaces.
the portrait? The welcome
Yeah.
back?
They look like they pulled out.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
okay.
So I've got my hand
Welcome back
crossbow.
screen.
What?
The welcome back screen. Just gonna
Yeah.
go up.
Oh, yeah,
So
19.
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'll do you first. So, as you're starting to investigate, it's going to take a moment. He walks over and you touch the wood on that shutter to go to
Mhm.
open it, and it just basically just falls off.
Okay.
And dust kind of settles, and you look in, and it's just an abandoned house. You can see it's a one room. There's an old bed that's half deteriorated and that's kind of leaning down on the ground. There's a table, there are chairs, there's a chest in there. There are no people in there. You see a couple rats and scurry off, but that's it.
I'm just gonna close my eyes, and I just want to sense out within the room, and I'm just gonna, in my mind, just friend or foe.
You find the house is empty.
Okay.
Other than the rats.
Okay.
Guys, come here. This rock has some kind of a charge. I don't know.
And are you touching it or just looking at it?
Looking at
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Okay. And no, sorry, what did you get?
it. 19.
19.
Did she touch the swirly part or a non-swirly part?
touch near it on the edge?
She touched part of the swirl actually.
Yeah, right where the.
Because
on the
it takes
right-hand
up the
side.
whole face.
Yeah.
It's quite large, and it goes down to this small point. So you get up close without touching it, and you look, and at first it just looks like it's roughly hewn into the stone. Just this spiral pattern on this giant rock, and this rock is lighter gray than the surrounding dark gray. So the rock looks a little different, and it really kind of stands out. But as you go and you look closer in the grooves of the carving, you can see it looks like some kind of lettering. You don't have a lot of light. You can't quite tell. They don't look like familiar characters, but it does look like there's some kind of scrolling text that goes around.
But it doesn't look like it's written in common.
It's definitely not common.
Is it?
Is it one of the
Is it
three
one of the
languages
ones
that I picked?
I know?
I'm
I think
gonna,
Gith or Elvish or Common.
No.
I'm kind of whistling to Willard to follow me up against the wall if he wants to.
What's going on? Is there anybody in the house?
So I'm gonna whistle him to me.
Does she
Okay.
tell me she sees what she
No,
sees?
no.
I don't know.
Empty. Completely
doesn't
empty,
know.
abandoned,
I don't
dusty.
know what it says, but it looks like
The
there's words.
lanterns they're lit like someone's been here. I mean, what the hell's going on in this little town?
I don't know.
There's writing in here, guys. There's writing, and
Can anybody read this?
I take my
Okay, you guys
Well,
make your.
my moon dagger, and I take it out just for light, so we can see it.
Okay.
Kind of like you take a cell phone and you can shine
Yeah.
it with a moon dagger,
Okay.
Okay.
and I go around and
Checks
we
out.
get a better look at the letters.
Do an investigation check.
14 plus 2, 16.
16. You see what she sees. There are definitely some kind of lettering scratched in. So the grooves are actually a V. It looks rough, but now that you look at it closely, it looks like it's intentionally made to look rough. And there on one side of the V is this intricate carved lettering that goes around. You can follow it all the way to the center.
Is it celestial, or dwarvish, or gnomish?
Yeah.
None of you know this language.
Can I do a history check?
Yeah, you're thinking, am I missing something? One of
It's a
my
9.
lessons. This doesn't ring a bell to you. Not the stone, not the pattern, not the characters. It could be arcane markings, you're not sure.
I'm gonna reach out and touch
Where do you touch it?
closer to the center.
The actual center or near the center?
I'll touch the center.
Okay. So you see her as you guys are all looking at this, and her finger reaches out
No, don't! No!
and
Don't do it, Elizora!
her finger touches the center, and you feel that instant, that bite, and your reflexes are to draw your hand away, but your finger is stuck there. And a moment later, as you're trying to pull it away, and it's hurting now, it's kind of burning you, you see something is coming out of the stone, and it's a hand, and it's holding your fingertip.
I would take out my
And-
sword.
And as you pull back, an arm emerges.
What does the arm look like?
It looks like it's sheathed in a loose fabric. It does not look solid. You can see slightly through it. And out of this stone comes this hooded figure, with robes flowing, though there's no breeze.
Hello.
And it's towering over you as it comes out of the stone.
I'm backing up.
Were you stuck in there? I was stuck in a box once.
You see, look at this here, this large, clearly ghost. You can see through it. And its head swivels and looks at each one of you.
guardian of this place.
And it swivels and it looks at you.
Maybe we can be friends.
Does anyone understand what the hell he's saying?
No.
His hand sweeps like this, and as it goes, a blade comes out, and it's this black metal, ethereal as it is. You just see this breath leaving it, coming, almost like denser fog washing over you.
So
Hello.
I'm going
I think.
into my mind and I'm reaching out for it, and I'm uttering, have we trespassed on sacred land? So it won't, it doesn't,
It doesn't need to know the language,
yeah.
yes.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know how you
How do you
do
have
That's
that
cool.
skill?
But we don't even know you're doing it.
No.
No, you don't. You just see, because you last said hello, and it looks at you, and you hear back in your mind, what is your purpose here? State, or you shall perish.
So I answer back, we're looking for 2 of our friends lost. We've only come in to search for them. If they are not here, we'll leave in peace and leave you at peace.
And it's floating now towards you,
Mm.
and you see it moves the blade a little bit to the side, but still, I don't know if it's standing down its guard or getting ready to strike. No friends here. You do not know where you are.
Where are we?
I'm just looking at the staring contest and looking at them. And
You will have to earn that information! And it just goes down on an attack. And we're going to leave it there tonight, guys.
We're gonna sleep tonight. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Boom.
Carrie!
Oh my god!
What did you guys stumble into here?
I knew it wasn't
I
good.
don't know.
I knew we took the
Yes.
wrong way. We took the wrong path.
I felt that was neutral.
We should have gone left.
What?
We went right.
What's
Neutral
about
is
that?
almost more dangerous,
Yeah.
as it can go either direction.
Carrie.
We
It
know
is-
that now.
And
It
then
is what you make of it.
mad.
You kill a dead
This guy's gonna be our friend.
Yes.
I can tell.
I could
He's
tell
gonna
we're
be
gonna
my-
be
he's
great.
gonna be my
This is
buddy.
the start of
Yeah.
a beautiful friendship.
All you saw was Seville concentrating and looking at
Hey, he's
it,
And
just
then it
staring.
and it
They're having a
just
staring
started
contest.
floating towards him.
First rule: never stare
I
at
think
the
we're
alpha.
going
You
to
never
kiss.
stare a ghost directly in the eyes.
It's basically a
Yeah.
Dementor with a sword.
Yes.
So it's it's scary.
Ay.
All right, guys. Well, we
It's terrifying.
Making Mondays a little bit
a little-
Scarier.
a
scarier.
little
It's just the season.
Yeah, I won't
Yes.
sleep till next Monday. Thanks to that. Ugh.
Yes, I'm really excited to pick this up next week, guys. We'll see what happens if we can recover our lost companions.
Uh-oh.
Yes, we're on the hunt for them. And
In the meantime, we're taking applications.
no, we're not. But thank you everybody who
Yeah,
watched
sense
us
of
tonight.
adventure.
Thank you guys for the subs, for the follows. We really appreciate it. As you can see, we're really trying to do our best here and take this very seriously. So all the support really means a lot to us. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you for those who just arrived.